Welcome to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Check out our playlist for more amazing novels and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new audiobook. Now, let's dive into today's story. Chapter 41 Chu Tianyang's physique improves. Martial sovereign strongmen can mobilize a large amount of power from heaven and earth. Every strike has a terrifying force like a tidal wave. Just as he was about to leave the Dragon Emperor Palace, Long Yuan called him to the 9th floor. "What do you want, beast god?" Chu Tianyang bowed and asked. I saw a golden pill flying towards him. "Eat it." "Yes." Out of absolute trust, Chu Tianyang swallowed the pill without any hesitation. Then a warm current flowed through the body. It sweeps to every corner of the body, eventually converging and dissipating at the dantian. Boom! A wave of energy came from Chu Tianyang. His cultivation level actually improved from the early stage of martial sovereign to the middle stage of martial sovereign. Is this a pill that can improve your cultivation? Chu Tianyang was shocked. In just a moment, he actually broke through a small realm. But he felt that something seemed to have changed in his body. It seemed that the essence of heaven and earth wandering outside his body was more active than before. No, this is not some elixir that can improve your cultivation. It's a pill that can improve your physique. Long Yuan said. Because just when Chu Tianyang broke through rank 6, the system's mission has been accomplished. This also means that the Chu family already has a rank 6 martial sovereign and 6 rank 5 martial kings. The reward for completing the task has also been received. Divine level exercise, Dragon God technique. Divine level divine ability, 9 transformations of Dragon God. 9 physical enhancement pills can enhance all physical qualities below divine level by 1 level. Divine level, a vein of essence of heaven and earth. Finally, I have divine level techniques and divine level heaven and earth essence veins. This means that I can continue to practice slowly. Otherwise, it would be a big deal to lie down and sleep every day. What? A pill to improve physical fitness? Chu Tianyang widened his eyes. Is there such a medicine in the world? Don't you feel that the affinity of the essence of heaven and earth around you has become higher? Long Yuan asked. Then he looked at the other party. Monk Chu Tianyang. Constitution, Sacred Body, High Grade Sacred Body. Realm Cultivation, Rank 6 Martial Sovereign Midterm. Physical Cultivation, Rank 5 Martial King. Identity, Ancestor of the Chu family. Chu Tianyang just sensed the changes in the essence of heaven and earth. But I thought it was because of the breakthrough I just made. It turns out that my physical condition has improved. Does that mean I'm a sacred body now? Chu Tianyang said in disbelief. That's right, high-grade sacred body of all souls. Hiss. Chu Tianyang was shocked. The legendary sacred body actually appeared on my body. Joy and shock filled his face. He was so excited that his whole body was shaking. I have told you so many times, as the ancestor of the Chu family, don't always act like you have never seen the world. Long Yuan said. This, beast god, your methods are truly shocking. Not to mention me, anyone who has seen the world would probably be shocked. Chu Tianyang said. Okay, then you can slowly be shocked. Now that the Chu family has become a 6-star family, we should look forward to becoming a 7-star family. We need to improve our own cultivation strength, and we cannot slack off in the development of our family. Alchemist, Artifact Refining Master, or a Master, if you have these talents, you must spend a lot of money to train them. Don't be reluctant to waste resources. Long Yuan warned. Because the new task of the system is to upgrade the Chu family to a 7-star family. The rewards are naturally extremely generous. Host, Long Yuan. Race, Azure Flame Dragon. Realm Cultivation, Rank 9 Monster Emperor Perfect. Physical Cultivation, Rank 10 Demon God Perfection. Current task, upgrade the Guardian family to a 7-star family. Task Reward, 10 years of cultivation, 1 Bloodline return, 10 Saint weapons, 5 Saint level Physical Essence, 5 Saint level Martial Soul Essence, Emperor level Body Refining Technique, Cosmic Star Art. Guardian family level, 6 stars. Host's training speed increases 60 times. Sure enough, I can still continue to revert to my ancestral bloodline. And as the Chu family's level continues to rise, each reward will become more generous. Not only is there a return of bloodline, There are still 10 years of cultivation. Don't underestimate these 10 years of cultivation. With the blessing of the family level, it became 600 years. What effect will 600 years of divine level technique, dragon god technique, have? Maybe I can break through to the divine level directly. Yes, I will obey the order of beast god. Chu Tianyang bowed and answered. Then Long Yuan directly gave the other party 2 saint level skills. The saint level high grade technique, body refining technique of stars, and the saint level low grade technique, saint heart technique. The former is the system reward. The latter was left by the old man in the black ancient temple. As expected, Chu Tianyang was shocked again. Beast god's hand is really huge. The first move is saint level kung fu. We must do everything we can to develop our clan. We must first set a small goal and become a true emperor clan. Long Yuan said. Chu Tianyang looked at beast god in shock. Emperor clan, small goal. This is the highest ranking family in the world, right? In the eyes of beast god, he is just a small target. Then Long Yuan threw 2 jade slips to Chu Tianyang and said, what is recorded here is the emperor level alchemy technique and emperor level weapon refining art. Take them to the family. Let those tribesmen with talents learn. This is a reward from the system. Long Yuan absorbed the inheritance and then engraved it into the jade slip. Although alchemist and artifact refining divisions have high status. But he wasn't interested, so just hand it over to the Chu family to enhance the family foundation. Emperor level. Chu Tianyang's tiger body trembled. Suddenly I felt my head buzzing. Lord Beast God actually has an emperor level inheritance. By the way, Beast God once said that the Dragon Emperor Cauldron, the emperor weapon that he refined, is an emperor weapon. It seems to be expected that it has an emperor level inheritance. And the many elixirs given by Beast God are enough to prove that Beast God is a powerful alchemist. Think about these. Chu Tianyang also nodded. But it still shocked him greatly. After he left, Long Yuan extracted the saint level heaven and earth essence from the Dragon Emperor Hall. The divine level essence of heaven and earth was also integrated into the Dragon Emperor Palace. In an instant, the rich essence of heaven and earth in the entire Dragon Emperor Palace directly turned into a tornado that swept across. In some places, it directly turned into a lake of essence. Welcome the ancestor to come out of retreat. Beside Qingyang Lake, led by Chu Jingyu, many members of the Chu family stood up and congratulated in unison. Ha ha ha, it's just the martial sovereign, it's not worth such a grand ceremony. Chu Tianyang said with a smile. Because even if he breaks through the martial sovereign, still can't see through Beast God. This shows that Beast God's strength is definitely above martial sovereign, but Chu Tianyang is not sure to what extent. And, compared to the breakthrough in cultivation, he was even happier about his improved physical condition. As well as the 2 saint-level techniques bestowed by the Beast God, there is also the Emperor-level alchemist and artifact refining inheritance. This is a priceless treasure. Mid-martial sovereign. Xiao Zhenshan and other martial sovereign strongmen felt the aura emanating from the other party. I was immediately shocked. I didn't expect that he could break through to the middle stage of martial sovereign in such a short time. How did he do it? At this stage, even if it is just to improve a small realm, it may take dozens or hundreds of years or even longer. You may even get stuck there forever and not be able to break through. But Chu Tianyang is better. He actually broke through 2 small realms at once. Who would believe if I said there was no great opportunity that defied heaven? Chapter 42 Long Yuan appears and opens up the world. What? The ancestor actually broke through to the middle stage of martial sovereign. Chu Jingyu and others were shocked. It's only been a short time. Ha ha ha, it's all thanks to Beast God that I was able to break through 2 small realms in a row. Chu Tianyang stroked his beard with a smile. He walked from under the thundercloud to the front of Chu Jingyu and others. Beast God. That Beast God again. Xiao Zhenshan and Zhe Tianli and others looked at each other. Why is it that everything about the Chu family is inseparable from the mysterious Beast God? What kind of existence is that mysterious Beast God? I heard that the mysterious Beast God will appear at the Chu family's promotion banquet to a 6-star family. I can't wait to see the true face of the Beast God. The Lei Xiao sect's ancestor said expectantly. I did see one a few months ago. It was a giant green python. At that time, the opponent had reached the perfect level of Monster Sovereign. The fastest I can reach right now should be the Demon Lord level. It won't be any higher than this. Zhe Tianli said. At that time, he was the president of Yanyang City. He had met the other party once when he destroyed the Peng family. But everyone was still curious at this moment. Did that divine beast break through to become a demon lord? Zhou Tiansheng and Li Zezhou sighed. From now on, they can no longer reach the level of those who once called them brothers. Chu Tianyang came out of seclusion. The Chu family also officially became a 6-star family. Become one of the strongest forces in Kangzhou. Then the lively celebration began. The whole Azure Sun City was filled with joy. This city ruled by the Chu family will surely become one of the centers of the entire Kangzhou in the future. At the celebration, Chu Tianyang raised his glass high. Drink with everyone. After 3 rounds of drinking, Chu Tianyang said, although our Chu family's promotion to a 6-star family is worth celebrating, there is another major event that is truly worth celebrating. Is it finally here? Everyone was shocked. In fact, a large number of people here today want to see the mysterious Beast God. Chu Tianyang said, please come to Lord Beast God. All the Chu family members stood up. He looked up at the sky with excitement. Now there are tens of thousands of Chu family members. Most people have never seen Beast God. I saw the sky changing colors. The thunderclouds that originally covered only the Qingyang Lake began to spread. In just a moment, it enveloped the entire Azure Sun City. Then, under everyone's expectant gaze, a low dragon roar sounded. A huge blue dragon head as big as a mountain appeared from the thundercloud. 2 golden eyes as big as lakes, looking down majestically. As the dragon head appears, his nearly kilometer-long body also emerged from the thunderclouds. Wow, it's so big. Is this the Chu family's beast god? What is this? Is this a flood dragon? Why is it different from a flood dragon? Everyone looked at the sky in horror. No, this is not a flood dragon, this is a real dragon. Zhe Tianli stared with wide eyes at the figure that appeared in the sky. Doesn't he remember that it's not a python? How did it become a real dragon? And hasn't this ancient creature become extinct? How did you get here? President Zhe, can you tell the level of this beast god? The Lei Xiao sect ancestor asked in a low voice. I can't see through it. Zhe Tianli shook his head. The other party is like an abyss, the depth is unfathomable. Long Yuan looked at the Chu family members below and nodded with satisfaction. This number must be at least tens of thousands. It is very difficult for ordinary people to marry into the Chu family now. The worst ones have to become rank 1 martial artist. Long Yuan was suspended above the Chu family's land. A punch forward. In an instant, the void shattered, revealing a dark hole. Broken space, this is another powerful saint-level demon. Zhe Tianli yelled. What? Monster Saint. The faces of the people around were filled with disbelief. Monster Saint is one of the rank 8 strong men. That's second only to the legendary Emperor level. President Zhe, are you sure? Someone asked in surprise. How could there be such a powerful person in Kangzhou? That's right. Shattering the void is something that only saint-level warriors can do. No one below Monster Saint can do this. Zhe Tianli looked at Beast God who was constantly attacking the void with his dragon claws. Even the strongest person in their Wanyu Chamber of Commerce is only a martial saint. At this moment he was suddenly stunned and said, no, this is not breaking the void. Hey, I was wondering, how could there be a rank 8 expert in Kangzhou? Some people around him breathed a sigh of relief. If such a strong person exists, then they really felt like there was a mountain hanging over their heads. But just when everyone breathed a sigh of relief, Zhe Tianli said in shock, this is not breaking the void, this is creating space in the void. What's the difference? There is a huge difference. Breaking the void is something that saint-level warriors can do, but opening up space is something that only emperor-level warriors can do. So, President Zhe, you are not going to tell us that the Chu family's beast god is an emperor-level expert. Some people around swallowed unconsciously. Hehe, although I have never seen an emperor-level expert, only an emperor-level expert can achieve this level. Boom! Long Yuan's body burst with energy. The huge dragon claws clenched into fists and continuously struck forward. That's right. He was indeed opening up a space world for the Chu family. From now on, the Chu family will be able to live in the space world. It was easy for him to create space. But the space he opened up was not an ordinary space, but a space that could last forever. As he continued to swing his fists, strands of dark chaotic energy dissipated from the broken space, collapsed the surrounding void. Now, everyone in the Chu family was very curious about what Beast God was doing. Not long after, Long Yuan stopped. Above the Chu family's land, there is a huge open door floating there. Inside the inner door, as dark as the abyss. Okay, Long Yuan said. Thank you Beast God for opening up family space for us. Chu Tianyang bowed. Such means are beyond the reach of him as a martial sovereign. Long Yuan nodded. The saint-level heaven and earth essence veins previously found in the Dragon Emperor Temple were also put in, including the Saint Weapon, Heart Refining Tower, rewarded from the previous mission. And not only that, he put all the Sacred Body Origin, Martial Soul Origin, Mirror Breaking Pill, and Physical Evolution Pills from the mission rewards into the Heart Refining Tower. From now on, anyone who wants to get rewards must pass the trial of the Mind Refining Tower. Regardless of the level of cultivation, what matters in the postgraduate entrance examination is the state of mind. You can go in and take a look, Long Yuan said. Then his figure flew into the Dragon Emperor Palace in the thunderclouds again. He is more of a homebody. I don't like to show up. If it wasn't for opening up a space world for the Chu family, he might continue to stay in the Dragon Emperor Palace. As for choosing at this time, it was all for the purpose of establishing the Chu family's dominant position. At least for now, has become the overlord in Kangzhou. Thank you Beast God. Chu Tianyang and everyone in the Chu family bowed. Then he invited Zhe Tianli and the others and said, would you please be so kind as to come in and take a look? Of course, I also want to see what the space world created by such a heaven-defying method looks like. Although their Wanyu Chamber of Commerce also controls the space world. But that was something pioneered by our predecessors. It was the first time that he saw a strong man open up a space world with his own eyes. Chapter 43 Beast God as Monster Emperor. Everyone was stunned when they entered the space world. I originally thought that the space world was not very big. But the area of this space world is actually larger than Kangzhou. What's even more terrifying is that there is actually a 9th layer in this world. What kind of means are needed to accomplish such a thing? Xiao Zhenshan exclaimed. Fear. So horrible. Especially when they saw that the Beast God of the Chu family seemed to be able to open up such a vast space world with ease. Ancestor Chu, do you know what realm your Beast God is at? Zhe Tianli looked at the magnificent space world and asked. Even the space world of their Wanyu Chamber of Commerce headquarters is far less vast than the space world here. Have no idea. When I first met him, Beast God was only a rank 4 Wuzong. But later, as my strength continued to improve, I found that Beast God's strength was like an abyss that was hard to fathom. I asked Beast God, but he didn't say. Chu Tianyang shook his head. Zhe Tianli said solemnly, to be able to open up such a space world, your Beast God's cultivation must have reached the level of Demon Emperor. But what he couldn't figure out was, isn't it true that Emperor-level strongmen cannot be born in this world without permission? Could it be that the Chu family's Beast God is connected to that force? That shouldn't be possible. If Beast God is really connected to that force, there's no way he would still be here. We should follow them and leave. After all, it has always been like this in the past. Then the most likely possibility is that the Chu family's Beast God has the ability to break through the Monster Saint and become the Monster Emperor without alerting that power. Zhe Tianli was shocked and thought, if this is true, then the Chu family's Beast God is terrifying. You know, every move of the human world is under the surveillance of that force. No one can ever escape their eyes. Chu Tianyang was shocked, looking at Zhe Tianli in disbelief. That's impossible. How can Beast God be Monster Emperor? This was really unbelievable to him. Emperor-level strongmen are the most powerful beings in this world. How could Beast God be such a terrifying existence? And, when I first met Beast God, he was only a rank 4 Demon Master. He thought that he had grown fast enough with the help of Beast God. Is Beast God growing faster than me? But the means to open up space is indeed something that only Emperor-level strongmen can do. Zhe Tianli confirmed. And his eyes were fixed on the white 9-storied pagoda located in the first-level space world. This thing is actually a saint weapon. Ancestor Chu, are you selling this tower? Zhe Tianli asked. If this item can be sold, then his status in the Chamber of Commerce would definitely rise to a very high level. Not for sale. This is something that Beast God left here. He must have a purpose for it. Chu Tianyang shook his head. That's a shame. Suddenly Xiao Zhenshan's face changed. He was surprised and asked, why is the essence of heaven and earth so rich here? I feel that it is many times richer than our Lei Xiao sect. The ancestor of the Lei Xiao sect also nodded and said, it is indeed much richer than our Lei Xiao sect. Zhe Tianli said enviously, if my guess is correct, there should be a rank 8 heavenly essence vein here. The concentration of the essence of heaven and earth here is comparable to that of the space world and their headquarters. What? Rank 8? Everyone was horrified. The level is so high. Could it be that all space worlds opened up will possess such high-level essences of heaven and earth? Someone asked in surprise. Of course not. Zhe Tianli frowned and said, the essence of heaven and earth in the space world of our headquarters was introduced from the outside through the formation. But here, he held his chin, the heaven and earth essence in Qingyang town is only rank 5. The heaven and earth essence here has reached rank 8. Obviously it was not introduced from outside. Could it be that beast god directly integrated a rank 8 heaven and earth essence vein into this? Is this impossible? Could it have such means? If there is such a method, then throughout history, people have not been looking for various grotto heavens, but have been establishing forces in various places as they please. Chu Tianyang thought about how Beast God had used his great divine ability to capture the essence of heaven and earth. It seems that Beast God may have transferred the saint-level heaven and earth essence in the Dragon Emperor Palace here. After the celebration, the crowd dispersed. Azure Sun City is even more lively. There are many martial artists gathered here. The entire city expanded a bit again. Chu Shiren did not return to Lei Xiao sect, but stayed in the family. Just as his master Mengwu said, the training environment of Lei Xiao sect is not as good as that of the current Chu family. And most importantly, the martial arts inheritance of the Lei Xiao sect can only support a martial artist to cultivate to the rank 6 martial sovereign at best. It's almost impossible to go further. And how deep is the Chu family? They can't see through it. The chances of becoming a strong person will be greater if you stay here. Now, Chu Shiren and Chu Zan are fighting. A purple thunder body. A powerful diamond body. Although the former has a higher physical level, the combat power bonus is also greater. But Chu Zan has learned the powerful body refining technique. He prefers physical training. Directly collide with Chu Shiren with his powerful body. On the martial arts field, a powerful burst of energy. The golden thunder rumbled, like muffled thunder rolling in the sky. Not far away, Chu Shan and Chu Liang stood there watching the fight. As expected of a king-level physique, his attack power is terrifyingly high. Even Chu Zan, a strong body refining expert, had such a hard time fighting against me. Chu Liang sighed as she watched the fierce battle on the martial arts field. Body refining is much more difficult than normal practice. Most people simply cannot bear the pain. That's natural, otherwise how can it be called king body? Chu Shan said with a straight face. They had fought with Chu Shiren before. But the opponent's purple thunder body is indeed extremely powerful. Make it unbearable for them. But they don't know. Chu Shiren in the martial arts arena was shocked. It's a special physique. How come there are so many special physiques in the family? And there are also people with awakened martial spirits. This background doesn't seem like that of a new family. It seems like an ancient family that has accumulated hundreds or thousands of years. What exactly happened in the family? On the other side, Chu Jingyu also sent people to the border of Kangzhou to inquire about the news of Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire. If you can get it. For the Chu family, it is also a treasure. Chu Tianyang entered the heart refining tower. He wanted to see what the pagoda left by the beast god was used for. The moment he stepped into the pagoda, the scene before my eyes changed instantly. He actually went back to the moment before the Chu family was nearly exterminated. At this time, he was entering the Jushao Mountains in order to escape and find an opportunity for a breakthrough. Illusion. Chu Tianyang frowned. He held his breath and concentrated his mind, bursting out his divine thoughts and striking at the surrounding illusions. However, contrary to his expectations, the illusion here was not affected at all. It's not an illusion. Is this true? Impossible. Our Chu family has become extremely powerful under the leadership of Beast God. This is definitely fake. Chu Tianyang firmly believed that. But after he rested here for a night. But there is a feeling. The so-called Beast God. The so-called 6-star family turned out to be just a pipe dream. Moreover, he discovered that all his cultivation and physical fitness had disappeared. Chapter 44, Premonition of Strange Fire. So that's it. Was it just a dream? Chu Tianyang woke up from his dream. Once again embarked on the road of saving the Chu family and looking for opportunities. Half a month later, news came from the Kangzhou border. There was indeed news of Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire. It is just as President Jay said, the Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire really appeared. But almost all the strong men from all the forces in the Qian domain have shown up, and there are even strong men at the martial venerable level among them, and the only 8-star sect in the Qian domain, the beast-controlling sect, has also participated. So this battle will definitely be a fight between dragons and tigers. Inside the Chu family hall, Chu Hongtu told the clan leader and all the elders present the news. Rank 7 Martial Venerable, even such a strong man has appeared. It seems that the battle for the Earth Fire this time will be really fierce. As for the beast-controlling sect, it is said that it is the most powerful and ancient sect in Qianyu. Mastering the lost art of taming beasts, the overall strength is extremely strong. And it can become a rank 8 sect. There must be at least one rank 8 martial saint and 8 rank 7 martial venerables in the sect. You can imagine its strength. Especially, they are good at group fights and are extremely difficult to deal with. If even that kind of force joins, our chances of getting the Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire will be slim. Chu Jingyu frowned. But they really want this strange fire. Since the ancestor is not here either, we can only ask for help from the Beast God. Chu Jingyu said. Beast God said, if you have any difficulties, go to him, don't feel embarrassed. If Beast God takes action, there will be absolutely no problem. All the elders nodded. Chu Jingyu then went to meet Beast God. I see. When are you leaving? Long Yuan asked. Although he has the 3rd Heavenly Fire on the Heavenly Fire list, Zui Heavenly Fire. But it does not prevent the Chu family from collecting other strange fire. He would definitely do anything that was beneficial to the Chu family. Let's go now, otherwise it might be taken away by other strong men. Chu Jingyu said. Okay, let's go. But wouldn't Azure Sun City be left unguarded? The ancestor has entered the heart refining tower and hasn't come out yet. It doesn't matter. My innate spirit weapon will guard this place. Long Yuan doesn't care about the way. His natal spirit weapon, the Wanlong Tower, has a weapon spirit. Even if a strong warrior of emperor level comes, don't try to break through its defense. Then the Chu family sent out several elders. And the moment Long Yuan appeared from the Dragon Emperor Palace, the whole sky was filled with thunderclouds, spreading to endless distance. His body was entrenched in the thundercloud. Fly towards the destination. I've been in this world for so long, but this is the first time I've been to such a faraway place. I'm really excited just thinking about it. Long Yuan is flying in the clouds, looking at the world with curiosity. In fact, after his cultivation level broke through the Monster Emperor, he used his divine consciousness to observe this world. The world is really big. It is called the human world. Divided into 33 domains. Each domain is vast and boundless. Ordinary people and even some low-level martial artists would never be able to cross a region in their entire lives. Even his emperor-level divine consciousness could not cover the entire human world. However, there are still a few emperor-level masters in this world. The strange thing is that they are all gathered in one place. Long Yuan's divine sense detected those emperor-level masters. Logically speaking, shouldn't those emperor-level experts be scattered around the world? Why does this happen? Why bother with him? As long as it doesn't affect my development of the Chu family, it's fine. If they dare to stop me from developing the Chu family, then I will have to get rid of them. Only an emperor-level strongman. He doesn't take it seriously at all. A few days later, several elders of the Long Yuan Chu family arrived at the border of Kangzhou. This is a huge crack that goes straight to the ground. Waves of high temperatures swept in like heat waves. Turn all the surrounding plants into ashes. Even some of the rocks are melting. As expected of strange fire, the 7th on the earth fire list, its power is so terrifying even before it is born. Chu Jianshan was amazed, even though he has now become the rank 5 martial king. But in front of such a terrifying underground fire, I still feel that I might be burned to ashes if I touch it. Fortunately, we invited Beast God to come, otherwise even if the ancestor came, he might not be able to withstand the power of this strange fire. Chu Hongtu said seriously. Even if he possesses the Tianyang martial spirit, I feel extremely uncomfortable at this moment. Is this the Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire, ranked 7th on the Earth Fire list? Its power is truly terrifying. Even the Earth Fire has this power, what about the legendary Heavenly Fire? In a corner, Chu Yan, who was wearing a black cloak, felt the burning temperature and couldn't help licking his lips. His 9-yang sacred body is ready to move. I can't wait to absorb the Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire into my body. Haha, don't even think about Heavenly Fire for now. There are only 9 Heavenly Fires in our world. They are treasures that can only be captured by Emperor-level warriors. Yao Lao shook his head. He also knew where a Heavenly Fire was. But it is impossible to get it. A little closer. Even if he was as strong as Martial Saint when he was alive, he would be reduced to ashes in an instant. Because Heavenly Fire cannot be obtained. That's why people set their sights on the underground fire. But Yao Lao, there are so many strong people around here, how can we take strange fire? Chu Yan looked at the people around him who were ready to make a move. He could even ignore the martial sovereign. But he had no way to deal with those martial venerable strongmen. It doesn't matter. Once the Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire is fully formed, it will cause an obvious anomaly. Didn't I already make an ice heart pill for you? While the strange phenomenon is happening, you can take this pill and go directly underground to refine the strange fire. With your 9-sun sacred body, you can easily refine it. If it is another body type, there may be a situation where strange fire counteracts. But Zhuyang's sacred body won't. Chu Yan nodded. This strange fire not only greatly increases his strength, it also helps improve his alchemy technique. At this moment, there are too many martial artists gathered near the Great Rift. Those who are weaker are just watching the fun from the outside and gaining some knowledge. The real strong ones are all not far from the underground cracks. Wait for the opportunity to come. The people standing at the front exuded a powerful aura. And behind them, there are several terrifying giant spirit beasts. There is a huge white ice dragon. The dark wolf. A poisonous green spider. They also exude a power that is difficult for others to match. That is the spirit beast of the beast-controlling sect Strong Contract. Several people stood there with their arms folded, looking very imposing and ignoring other people. As the only 8-star force in Qianyu, they are qualified to show such an invincible attitude that looks down on the world. Humph, a bunch of ants actually want to get their hands on the earth fire. What wishful thinking. One of them spoke up and said. He looked at other people with disdain. Haha, this is our stage. Let them be our audience and cheer for us. But they all looked up at the sky. I don't know when the place was suddenly covered by thunderclouds. Sudden, a huge blue flame shot up into the sky. The clouds in the sky of Kangzhou evaporated completely in an instant. The scorching heat burned the void and distorted it. Chapter 45 Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire. In a moment, a wave of green air swept around. The area around the Great Rift seems to be in an eternal sun. It's extremely hot. The strong men burst out with their strength to resist this terrifying burning force. Ah! Someone screamed. A blue wave of fire swept past. Some with lower cultivation levels were instantly reduced to ashes. Run away. The power of the underground fire is beyond our imagination. Seeing this scene, the expressions of some people with lower cultivation levels suddenly changed. Fly away quickly. After all, most people are seeing strange fire for the first time. I don't know its power. We are so unwilling to be so horrified that we have no chance to encounter such a terrifying thing. The martial sovereign ancestors of the 4 major sects in Kangzhou, including Lei Xiaozong, felt very sorry. If they had control over this strange fire, it would definitely be a powerful weapon. Pity. Even if those martial venerable strongmen do not take action. With their level of skills, it is estimated that they can't get close to strange fire. Not to mention control. The Chu family is here too. The Lei Xiao sect's ancestor looked at Chu Hongtu and the other person not far away. But he was surprised to find that they only had 2 martial king elders. It seems like they just want to join in the fun and have no intention of actually stealing strange fire. If their mysterious beast god came, maybe he could have won the strange fire, but unfortunately he didn't seem to be coming. Chu Yan, the time has come. Yao Lao's voice rang in Chu Yan's mind. Chu Yan nodded. Get up and sneak into the big crack underground from an empty corner. At this moment, everyone is paying attention to the strange phenomenon here. I never thought that anyone would dare to enter the source of the strange fire. The scorching heat burned Chu Yan's body. The clothes on his body turned into ashes in an instant. However, the scorching heat could not burn him at all, and Chu Yan walked as if he was walking on ordinary ground. Not only because he is the 9th sun sacred body. Moreover, the technique he practiced was also fire-based. Although only the first volume. But it has already reached rank 8. Chu Yan couldn't imagine it. What level can be achieved if the skills are complete? As he went deeper, the temperature is getting higher and higher. Chu Yan had no choice but to practice his skills to resist the high temperature. Even when we were about to reach the source, he had to unleash his 9th sun sacred body. Chu Yan, it's time to take the Ice Heart pill. Remember, the effect of the Ice Heart pill can last for an hour. You must refine the Azure Lotus Earth Heart fire within an hour, otherwise it will be very troublesome. But don't worry, I will assist you and suppress the opponent with my strange fire. If it weren't for the fact that my strange fire was ranked higher than Azure Lotus Earth Heart fire. He had already given his strange fire to Chu Yan. The latter nodded. Take out a blue Ice Heart pill and prepare to pay for it. But at this moment, something terrifying happened to him. Suddenly, a blue tail swayed slightly in front of him and passed by gently. Bring a cool breeze. Chu Yan's hair stood on end. All the pores on my body suddenly contracted. There are living beings, Yao Lao, how could there be living beings in here? Chu Yan growled. Yao Lao also saw that scene. I felt a sense of horror in my heart. How could there be any living creatures here? Let's go, get out of here. Those who can enter here must be strong people at the martial saint level. Those below the martial saint level would never dare to come here without the special strange fire. Yao Lao urged. If that doesn't work, try to transfer your strange fire to him. We must not let him die here. But at this moment, a huge blue head suddenly appeared in front of Chu Yan. The eyes shining with golden light stared at each other. What kind of monster is this? Chu Yan said in a trembling voice. At this moment, his legs were shaking. I even lost the courage to escape. The dragon is a real dragon that is said to be extinct. Oh my god, how could there be such a terrifying existence here? Yao Lao was also frightened. He had only seen this kind of thing in some ancient books. But it is said that this creature has become extinct. How did you get here? Are you Chu Yan? Long Yuan was surprised and spoke. Hasn't he been out training for several months? Why are you still in Kangzhou? Senior, who are you? Chu Yan trembled. The other party actually knows me. What? I helped you awaken the 9 sun sacred body, and you forgot about it. Long Yuan asked back, but it seems that my bloodline has regressed a little more frequently recently. The appearance has really changed a lot. It is normal for the other party not to recognize you. You are the beast god. What brings you here? Chu Yan was surprised, looking at the huge monster in front of him in disbelief. That's right, this strange fire is somewhat useful to your Chu family, so I'm here to take strange fire away. I've been here for too long and I'm bored. In order to prevent strange fire from being taken away by others, I took a short rest next to strange fire. What? Are you here to get the strange fire too? To be honest with Beast God, I have been preparing for this strange fire for several months. Chu Yan suppressed the shock in his heart and said, "Taking a nap by the strange fire. Didn't Yao Lao say that it is almost impossible to survive the underground fire without special means below the saint level? How terrifying is the beast god's physical body? In that case, take it. This can be considered as being obtained by your Chu family." Long Yuan stretched out his huge dragon claws. In the middle, a green flame shaped like a lotus is burning fiercely. It's Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire. Compared to Zhui Heavenly Fire, the power of the underground fire is more than one level smaller. Chu Yan swallowed his saliva. The beast god actually holds the strange fire in his hands. But he shook his head and said, "Since the family needs it, then give it back to the family. I don't know how long it will take me to come back from this training trip. The existence of the earth fire can also add some strength to the family. Besides, the world is so big, there will always be other strange fires." When he learned that his family needed this earth fire, Chu Yan refused. "I see. Then let's see what the elders think. It's just a flower of earth fire anyway, it's not worth much." Long Yuan said indifferently. But regarding the ownership of these things, he didn't want to make a decision. In Chu Yan's surprised eyes, Long Yuan's huge body instantly transformed into the appearance of a handsome man. He was dressed in a blue shirt. A pair of blue dragon horns grow on its head. The blue hair fluttered in the wind, especially the pair of golden eyes were full of endless majesty. "Let's go." Long Yuan grabbed Chu Yan's shoulders. It disappeared into the underground crack in an instant. Beyond the cracks, everyone was struggling to withstand the scorching heat. "After the outbreak of strange fire is over, we will go in and search for strange fire," the martial venerable of the beast-controlling sect said. At this moment, the strange fire was forming. It is the most terrifying time. But the next moment, the blue flame that was originally shooting straight into the sky disappeared in an instant. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Everyone was confused. Why did the vision disappear? What happened? Several martial venerable masters from the beast-controlling sect had a bad feeling in their hearts. "Let's go in and take a look." Several people flew into the big crack with Spirit Beast. After a search, "Where is the strange fire? Ah, who stole the strange fire that my beast-controlling sect had set its eyes on?" Several terrifying auras burst out from under the huge crack. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Chapter 46, Martial Saint Arrives. Above the crack, those who had not yet entered were stunned. The underground fire disappeared, taken away by an unknown entity. Thinking back to the scene where the strange vision suddenly disappeared. It seems possible. What a shame. I was hoping to see a fight between dragons and tigers, but it ended like this. Some people regret it. The ancestor of the Lei Xiao sect also sighed, looking at the two elders of the Chu family. But I found that the other party had disappeared without a trace. Let's go back. The one who could take away strange fire in the situation just now. Its strength is beyond their imagination. To survive in this world, if you don't have a clear understanding of yourself, the ending would only be tragic. However, when everyone was about to leave, an incomparably powerful aura descended upon us. It appeared above everyone's heads like a sacred mountain. In an instant, everyone seemed to be under a spell of immobilization, freezing in place and unable to move. Everyone looks up to him. Suddenly his face changed color with horror. I saw a Taoist figure appear in the sky. He was dressed in black. The whole body radiates a holy light that is invulnerable to all kinds of attacks. What kind of powerful person is this? He is even more terrifying than the aura emitted by the martial venerables of the beast-controlling sect. Could it be that the martial saint has descended? Everyone was horrified. Could this be the beast-controlling sect martial saint? But when I saw the logo on the other person's clothes, everyone realized that this was not the beast-controlling sect martial saint. Because there is a spirit beast pattern on the beast-controlling sect's clothing, but the person who comes is a white skeleton. Especially the center of the other person's eyebrows. There is also a mark that looks like a white flame. What kind of powerful force is this? Everyone is puzzled. There shouldn't be such a thing in the Qian domain. But after sensing this terrifying aura, several beast-controlling sect martial venerables that were raging in the big rift, their faces all changed. It's the holy envoy. The three of them didn't dare to stay where they were. Fly high into the sky immediately. He came to the figure, clasped his fists and bowed, saying, "Beast-controlling sect greets the holy envoy. Where's the underground fire?" The other party spoke. Straight to the point. There was no intention of greeting the three martial venerables from the beast-controlling sect. Reporting to the holy envoy, strange fire was stolen by an unknown strong man. One of them said tremblingly. "What? Stolen? What do you eat?" Huo-Tu shouted coldly. He stared at the three people with a sharp and gloomy look. The three of them immediately knelt down in front of him in fear. This scene directly shattered the three views of everyone below. An 8-star beast-controlling sect's martial venerable warrior actually knelt before the other party. And this person is not even the ancestor of their beast-controlling sect. Why is this happening? The 8-star sect should not be high and mighty, looking down on everything. But this is not the end. At the moment when the three figures knelt down, a figure came across the space from afar. He also exudes an aura that is no less than that of the saint-level strongman before. Another martial saint. The one who came was an old man with gray hair. And his clothes are branded with this spirit beast pattern. This is the beast-controlling sect martial saint ancestor. Someone widened his eyes. But the next scene. It made everyone present drop their jaws in shock. The beast-controlling sect patriarch Du Yuan pays his respects to the holy envoy. I didn't know that the holy envoy had come out of retreat, so I was unable to come to greet him. Please forgive me, holy envoy. In full view of the public. A martial saint. He actually knelt on one knee with a look of horror on his face, kneeling in front of the figure. Everyone was stunned. Everyone knows that martial saint is an invincible existence. Why do you have to kneel down to others? Reporting to the holy envoy, a strong person above the saint level appeared and stole the strange fire without anyone noticing. The three beast-controlling sect martial venerables quickly explained. A saint-level expert. Haha. I want to see who dares to touch the treasure that this saint has set his eyes on. Huo-Tu sneered. Don't let him find out. Otherwise, even if you are a martial saint, you will have to hand it over or you will die. The white flame between the eyebrows began to jump. His divine thoughts burst out, spreading everywhere. Suddenly he narrowed his eyes and said, "Found it." After saying this, the figure disappeared instantly. The beast-controlling sect patriarch and the three martial venerable elders followed each other like pugs. In an inn in Kangyan City not far from the Big Rift. Long Yuan and several people from the Chu family stayed here. So how do you plan to distribute this strange fire? Long Yuan held the Azure Lotus Earth Heart fire in his hand and looked at the few people and asked. Chu Yan has a sacred body and is also an alchemist, so let's give this strange fire to him. Chu Hongtu said. No, it's better for the family to keep this strange fire. You have seen the power of strange fire. Keeping it in the family can be used as a trump card, and it can also make the family safer. Although I am an alchemist, I don't know how long it will take me to return. I am afraid I won't be able to provide any help to the family in the short term. It is better to keep me for other alchemists in the family to use. We can cultivate more talents for the family. Chu Yan shook his head firmly. Chu Hongtu said, we know what you are going to do. But that will definitely be very dangerous. If you don't have powerful means to help you, you will be in great danger. So you should keep this underground fire. It may help save your life at a critical moment. They have all seen Chu Yan's mother. If nothing else, just her looks and temperament. It's impossible that he came from an ordinary family. Chu Yan wants to find his mother. I'm afraid there will be some twists and turns. Even dangerous. And Chu Yan is a sacred body. It is the hope for the rise of their Chu family. No, it's better to keep it in the family. Both sides are refusing. Both want to keep the earth fire next to each other. Long Yuan's ears were about to explode. He interrupted everyone and said, all right, isn't it just a ground fire? Look how red your face is as if you are some precious treasure. How about this, the underground fire will stay in the family. As for Chu Yan, since your trip out is dangerous, this heavenly fire is for you. After saying this, Long Yuan stretched out his right hand. A purple flame appeared instantly. Zui heavenly fire. Yao Lao suddenly cried out in horror. The soul body floated out from the ring on Chu Yan's finger. Looking at the purple flame in disbelief. Who? Chu Hongtu and his companions burst out with terrifying momentum. It pressed down on Yao Lao like a huge wave. Wait a minute, elders. This is my master. Critical moment. Chu Yan stood directly in front of Yao Lao. Your master. Then Chu Yan gave a brief account of the situation. Chu Hongtu and his companions suddenly realized. They all clasped their fists towards Yao Lao. After all, they are also training talents for their Chu family. But Yao Lao waved his hand. His eyes were fixed on the Zui heavenly fire in Long Yuan's hand. He never thought of it. You can actually see the legendary heavenly fire here. Master Yao, is this heavenly fire? Chu Yan also looked at the unusually dazzling purple flame. He could feel that his sacred body was extremely excited at this moment, even more excited than when he saw the Azure Lotus Earth Heart fire before. Moreover, the sense of danger this thing gave him was far more terrifying than the previous Azure Lotus Earth Heart fire. As if as long as you touch, it will melt by itself. No doubt about it, this is Zui Heavenly Fire, which ranks third on the Heavenly Fire list. Yao Lao said with certainty. Chapter 47. Martial Saint was wiped out in the blink of an eye. Chu Yan was shocked. Chu Hongtu and Chu Jianchen were also shocked. Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire, ranked 7th on the Earth Fire list, is so terrifying. One can imagine how thrilling the third place on the Heavenly Fire list will be. Suddenly Chu Yan looked up at Beast God and trembled. Beast God, it is said that only Emperor-level masters can subdue Heavenly Fire. Are you a monster Emperor? In a moment, several people looked at Beast God together. Look of horror. Some people have previously speculated that Beast God is Monster Emperor. But it has not been confirmed. It seems to be true at this moment. However, Long Yuan smiled and shook his head and said, I'm not a Monster Emperor. When you become Emperor-level warriors, you may know my level of cultivation. You should call me the Demon God. But he didn't say that. Okay, now I will integrate this purple myrtle heavenly fire into your body, and you can use it anytime from now on. The Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire will stay in the family. Long Yuan pointed a finger at Chu Yan's forehead. The purple Zui heavenly fire followed his fingers and entered Chu Yan's body. Yao Lao was shocked. There was no protection at all. Just send it directly into the other person's body. He wouldn't believe this method if it wasn't done by Monster Emperor. After a while, Chu Yan opened his eyes. Purple flames reflected in his eyes. He stretched out his hand. The blazing purple flames are burning. But he didn't feel the burn at all. This is because Zui heavenly fire has been completely refined by him with the help of Long Yuan. Heavenly fire, this is a fire that only Emperor-level masters can control. I never thought that a martial king like me could control it. Chu Yan felt like he was dreaming. Yao Lao was also a little bit unbelievable. Heavenly fire. What a treasure it is. This is the treasure that all the Emperor-level masters are fighting for. The other party actually gave it away so casually. Long Yuan became even more mysterious in his impression. Thank you Beast God. Chu Yan clasped his fists and bowed deeply with a serious look. The favor you have shown me today is so great. Long Yuan nodded. And gave him a jade pendant. He said, don't be afraid when you are out there, and don't be afraid of any force. If you can't solve something yourself, just crush the jade pendant and I will help you. Chu Yan was moved and took the jade pendant. Beast God is so good to me. But he also made up his mind. Unless it is absolutely necessary. You must not disturb the Beast God. Besides, I have heavenly fire in my hand. No one below the Emperor level can be his opponent. Long Yuan patted his shoulder and said, I am looking forward to the day when you become the martial emperor. Don't worry, Beast God. I will definitely become a martial arts emperor level warrior. Chu Yan said firmly. Okay, I believe you can do it. At this point he glanced outside the room and said, okay, you can go on and explore, there are bedbugs coming. Long Yuan waved his hand. Chu Yan disappeared in the room in an instant. When he reappeared, already arrived outside Kenyan City. It's a saint-level warrior. Yao Lao said. What? A martial saint? Chu Yan was shocked. He flew high into the sky and looked towards the direction of the inn with concern. Don't worry, your beast god is more powerful than you can imagine. Yao Lao said calmly. Master Yao, can't even you tell what level of cultivation Beast God has? Shame on you, I really can't tell. But from my guess, the other party is definitely an Emperor-level expert. Otherwise, it would be impossible to subdue the heavenly fire, transfer the heavenly fire into your body without any auxiliary measures, and even help you completely refine it. A martial saint would never be able to do this. Outside the inn, Huo-Tu stood in the air and looked coldly into the inn. Just now, he not only felt the aura of Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire, but also an aura that was more powerful than Azure Lotus Earth Heart Fire. Could it be heavenly fire? Impossible, there can't be a martial emperor other than our Hell Gate. Thinking of this, the energy in Huo-Tu's body surged, and he slapped it down with his palm. Suddenly, the wind and clouds surged. The sky collapsed, the earth split, the void shattered. This is the power of martial saint. Chu Yan couldn't help but clench his fists when he saw this scene. Worried about Beast God and the two elders. But at this moment, a blue light as thin as a thumb suddenly burst out. Shooting out from the inn. It instantly pierced Huo-Tu's forehead. His palm, which had just been clapping, suddenly stopped, and just stood there in the air. The attack that was originally powerful enough to destroy the entire Kangyun city disappeared in an instant. With a plop, Huo-Tu's body fell powerlessly from midair. Fell to the ground. Hiss. Saint was killed in one strike. It seems that Beast God is indeed the monster emperor. Chu Yan looked at this scene in shock. I told you not to worry. Yao Lao said. But he frowned. The aura emanating from that martial saint just now should have come from the gate of hell. This means that the Chu family's Beast God has nothing to do with the Hell Gate. So how did he break through Monster Emperor? Because the gate of hell is the master of this world. Anyone who wants to become an emperor must get their consent. Otherwise, when he becomes an emperor, he will be ruthlessly wiped out by the Hell Gate. But this Beast God doesn't seem to be restricted by this rule. Is there any way for him to avoid the perception of the Hell Gate? If this is true, it would be really terrifying. The demise of the force he previously belonged to was also closely related to the Hell Gate. Du Yuan followed the holy envoy to Kangyun City. I happened to see a blue light piercing through the holy envoy. In an instant, the faces of several people changed completely. The holy envoy is dead. Oh no, something terrible has happened. Du Yuan's face turned pale. The holy envoy falls. The gates of hell will certainly come to punish you. And he was killed by someone else. This kind of thing hasn't happened in the human world for many years. Because all the strong know. The gate of hell is supreme and inviolable. Today the holy envoy fell. Doesn't this mean that someone is openly opposing the gate of hell? Who is it? An elder shouted. How much energy did they put into this holy messenger? Innumerable wealth. The beauty who brought disaster to the country and the people. And the flattery of putting down dignity. It was to give their ancestors a chance to join Hell Gate and gain a chance to become an emperor. Now with the death of the holy envoy, everything has gone to waste. Shut up. Du Yuan shouted in a low voice. Don't provoke him. The fact that he was able to kill the saint envoy with one strike is enough to show that he is extremely powerful. We can't possibly fight him. What should we do then? Have all our efforts over the years been in vain? An elder roared with a ferocious look on his face. It's fate. It's all fate. But now is not the time to think about so many things. We must quickly report what happened here to the Hell Gate. We must not let them vent their anger on our beast-controlling sect. Otherwise, our beast-controlling sect's 10,000-year foundation will be destroyed in an instant. As for previous efforts, Du Yuan gritted his teeth and said, at worst, I can start over. Anyway, I can still live for thousands of years. The sect's foundation and one's own life are the most important. Also, send someone to secretly investigate everyone in that inn immediately. Hopefully, we can find some clues. Du Yuan didn't dare to enter the inn. Afraid of dying here. Chapter 48. A long way to go. But when they entered the inn, there was no one inside, not even a trace left. Not long after, all the martial artists who came to compete for Strange Fire heard the news. The martial saint who had made the beast-controlling sect martial saint kneel down just now has fallen. Someone pierced my forehead with a finger. Scared to death. For a moment, everyone was shocked. The martial saint who almost stood at the top of this world is dead. How is this possible? How can such an invincible being die? Everyone's brain was buzzing. Don't want to believe it. That is the state they pursue all their lives. Now you're telling me I'm vulnerable. Everyone felt that the faith they had been pursuing for a long time had completely collapsed. I saw it with my own eyes. He was killed in one blow by the mysterious being in the inn. It is very likely that a formidable being has come to our Yuan territory. It may be a being beyond the martial saint level. You mean martial emperor? But isn't it not allowed to become an emperor in today's world? I'm not sure about that. These are just guesses. Anyway, keep a low profile these days. Don't provoke those inconspicuous beggars or those plain-looking people on the street. They might be the big shots. Quote. The death of a martial saint. The entire Qianyu was plunged into turmoil. Not only the beast-controlling sect was terrified. Other martial artists were also worried. The disappearance of the mysterious strong man was like a mountain pressing down on the entire Qian domain. The instigator, Long Yuan, has returned to the Dragon Emperor Palace in Azure Sun City and continues to stay at home. At this moment he once again revealed his true form. Transformed into a kilometer-long blue dragon. After practicing for such a long time, I am still a long way from the divine level. It seems that it is still difficult to break through this realm. Although he has 60 times the training speed. But the divine level is not so easy to break through. System, open the properties panel. Host, Long Yuan. Race, Azure Flame Dragon. Realm Cultivation, Rank 9 Monster Emperor Perfect. Physical Cultivation, Rank 10 Demon God Perfection. Current task, upgrade the Guardian family to a 7-star family. Task Reward, 10 years of cultivation, 1 bloodline return, 10 saint weapons, 5 saint level physical essence, 5 saint level martial soul essence, emperor level body refining technique, cosmic star art. Guardian family level, 6 stars, host's training speed increases 60 times. Seeing the 10 years of cultivation and the return of bloodline. Long Yuan felt a surge of heat in his heart. But he didn't know if 600 years of practice would allow him to break through to the divine level. So now I have to practice hard. Strive to reach divine level after 600 years of cultivation. I wonder what will happen after the bloodline returns to its ancestral state this time. Just thinking about it makes him excited. Then he began to ponder the current situation of the Chu family. At present, only Chu Tianyang broke through the martial sovereign realm. Others including Sacred Body Chu Yan are just martial kings. Chu Yan is not far from martial sovereign. Want to become a 7-star family. There must be at least 1 rank 7 martial venerable and 7 rank 6 martial sovereigns. And when you reach this level, the breakthrough will naturally not be as fast as at the beginning. Currently, the Chu family has 1 martial sovereign and 3 martial kings. There is still a long way to go before becoming a 7-star family. However, Chu Tianyang, who possesses the sacred body of all spirits, will definitely be the first person to break through the rank 7 martial venerable. After all, his sacred body is very suitable for cultivation. In terms of cultivation speed alone, it is faster than Chu Yan. Of course, this is assuming that Chu Yan has not obtained any heaven-defying opportunity. We must encourage them to enter the heart refining tower to obtain those rewards. Then Long Yuan called Chu Jingyu. Meet the beast god. Chu Jingyu saluted. Has Chu Tianyang not come out of the heart refining tower yet? Long Yuan asked. Reporting to beast god, the ancestor has been in there for more than a month and there is still no sign of him coming out. He hasn't come out for such a long time. Is he trapped by some inner demon? Long Yuan was puzzled. Once you are trapped by the inner demon, either death, either kill the inner demon. Only then can you come out of the mind refining tower. Of course, the death here is not real death. Instead, he died in the illusion of the mind refining tower. But if so, you will not be able to obtain the treasures in the mind refining tower. Only by slaying the inner demon. Only by raising your state of mind to a higher level can you obtain the rewards he puts in it. Don't worry, nothing will happen. The main function of the mind refining tower is to sharpen one's mind. If you have nothing to do, you can try entering the mind refining tower. Yes, and there are some treasures I put in there. For example, there are physical evolution pills, mirror-breaking pills, and even saint-level physical fitness and saint-level martial soul origins. If you can defeat your inner demons and go through the mental training, you may be able to obtain these treasures. The Constitution Evolution pill can allow your constitution to evolve to the next major level, and the mirror-breaking pill can break through any realm, including the martial emperor. As for the functions of those origins, I think you know their functions even if I don't tell you. Chu Jingyu's eyes widened. There are so many treasures in that pagoda. And there is also a treasure like the mirror-breaking pill, a physical fitness evolution pill. So now you understand the purpose of the heart-refining tower being located there. From now on, except for those who have made significant contributions to the family and can directly receive rewards from me, the only way for others to obtain the opportunity to obtain defying the heavens and changing fate is to enter the heart-refining tower. Don't let it go to waste. I hope the rewards can be obtained by the clan members as soon as possible. After all, the purpose of placing those treasures is to strengthen the Chu family's strength. Chu Jingyu was so excited that he could hardly control himself. The kindness that Beast God has shown to the Chu family cannot be described in words. He could only kneel on the ground to show his respect. All right, there's no need to do this. The current Chu family is still far from our goal. After you go back, you must practice hard and develop your family well. Yes, Jingyu will live up to Beast God's trust. After Chu Jingyu left, Long Yuan continued to practice. He wanted to cultivate himself to the divine level before his family broke through to the 7 stars. After Chu Jingyu returned to the family, he began to promote the role of the heart-refining tower. Certainly, he did not mention a word about the treasures inside. Those things cannot be revealed. Sharpening the state of mind. I'll try. Chu Zan became interested. Without saying a word, he went straight into the mind-refining tower. Nowadays, many members of the Chu family have already started to transfer to the 9th level space world, but those who have entered are martial artists and pregnant women. Because if pregnant women are nourished by the essence of heaven and earth for a long time during pregnancy, the chances of children born in the future becoming martial artists are not only higher than usual. The chances of having a special physique will also be much easier. This is also the reason why those aristocratic families are more likely to give birth to geniuses. Now the Chu family is rich and powerful. They are very caring towards pregnant women. As long as the family has it, all the treasures that are useful to them will be given to them. This is also laying the foundation for the next generation. As for ordinary people who cannot practice, then you can only stay in Azure Sun City. Who makes this world so realistic? Chapter 49, Heart Refining Tower. Half a month later, Chu Tianyang came out of the Heart Refining Tower. But his condition is not very good. The whole person gives people a feeling of being crazy and devilish, and his expression is a little crazy. Grandpa, are you okay? The tribesmen around the Refining Heart Tower asked worriedly. Is this mind refining tower so terrifying? He actually turned the ancestor into this state. Looking at the Chu family members in front of him, Chu Tianyang took another look at the heart refining tower and burst into tears uncontrollably. It turns out that everything I experienced before was fake. That is an illusion used to temper people. Ancestor, what's wrong with you? Chu Jingyu and others who rushed over after hearing the news asked hurriedly. Why is the ancestor crying? Horrible, the heart refining tower is really too terrifying. Chu Tianyang took a deep breath. He sat in meditation for a long time before the madness on his face gradually subsided. But his words made many people who were about to enter the heart refining tower hesitate. Even the martial sovereign said it was terrifying, so wouldn't it be a dead end for them if they went in? Ancestor, what on earth did you experience in there? Chu Hongtu asked cautiously. I went back to the night before the Ma family destroyed us. Chu Tianyang said in a deep voice. At that time, he was forced to enter the Jushao Mountains to look for opportunities. The Ma family is constantly forcing him to show up. He even killed a member of the Chu family if he didn't show up for a day. Chu Tianyang knew very well. If he appears, all members of the Chu family will be killed immediately. So he continued to look for opportunities in the Jushao Mountains. But he often heard news of the death of his tribesmen, which almost drove him crazy. But he didn't expect that he would actually find a heritage when he was most devastated. That is a magic trick. A technique to devour the spirit chi and blood. I felt like I had found a treasure and couldn't wait to start practicing. In the Jushao Mountains, it used the flesh and blood of the monsters as its essence and began to grow wildly. But it was a demonic skill after all. It gradually affected my mind and made me murderous. I even only cared about killing and forgot my original intention of entering the Jushao Mountains. When I woke up, I found that everyone in my family had been killed by the Ma family. I went crazy, and killing filled my heart. I killed everyone in the Ma family, and even the tens of thousands of people in Qingyang town. From then on, I truly stepped into the abyss. I was like an emotionless puppet, slaughtering city after city. In my eyes, cities with hundreds of millions of people were nothing more than resources for improving my cultivation. I became the public enemy of the whole world until a girl came to me and claimed to be a survivor of our Chu family. But I felt nothing inside, so I raised my hand and killed her. Her blood splashed on my face, and I felt that it was indeed the blood of my Chu family. At that moment, it awakened a trace of my conscience, and I seemed to remember the purpose of entering the Jushao Mountains in the first place. In the end I committed suicide. Quote. Everyone looked at the ancestor. Is this what the ancestor experienced in the heart-refining tower? How could it be so terrifying? The magic skills cannot be practiced. That thing will really affect people's minds. And I was too eager to succeed, so I became a puppet of the devil and forgot my original intention. Chu Tianyang sighed. At that time, he was blinded by hatred. Eager for revenge. Eventually he became a murderer and the enemy of the whole world. Ancestor, do you still remember the magic skills? Chu Hongxiao asked. It's just a fleeting dream. Of course I can't remember it. Chu Tianyang shook his head. His mental training this time was a complete failure. Ha ha ha, cool. Just then, a roar came from the heart-refining tower. But Chu Zan walked out with an excited look on his face. His spirit-level high-grade diamond body evolved into a king-level high-grade diamond body after taking the physical evolution pill. Chu Zan had never expected that there would be such a gain here. However, the voice of Beast God was heard at that time, asking him to keep the harvest secret. There is no doubt that this is the work of Beast God. Besides, no one else has this ability except Beast God. Chu Zan, why did you come out so soon? Chu Jingyu was surprised. It's only been half a month since Chu Zan entered. I don't know how I came out. So you got the reward? Chu Jingyu asked in surprise. Chu Zan nodded. I got a huge reward. He said to Chu Shiren who was standing beside him, haha, Shiren, I want to compete with you again this time. No problem. Chu Shiren nodded. Wait, you two can compete later. Chu Zan, what happened to you in there? Several elders asked hurriedly. I went back to the day when I was tied to the pillar of shame, but that night, with the desperate protection of our tribesmen, several of us young people escaped. From that moment on, I swore that I would not only take revenge, but also revive the Chu family again. But I am very clear about my current strength, so I chose to endure it and took the few surviving tribesmen to venture to Yanyang City. Finally, I found a legacy on a street stall there and started practicing again. Although my aptitude is not good, I gritted my teeth and practiced hard for revenge and to revive the Chu family. Even so, it took me more than 100 years to cultivate to the rank 3 martial master, which was as slow as a snail. At this time, our enemy, the Ma family, had become a huge 6-star family. And the family that had finally regained its vitality after 100 years was once again massacred by the Ma family. In the end, I led some of the clan members to break out of the siege at the cost of losing an arm and escaped into the Jushao Mountains. Maybe God took pity on me, so I finally got a body refining method that suits me. From then on, I started to rise. In 3 years, I broke through to the martial sect. After 10 years, I broke through to the martial king. After 100 years, I broke through to the martial sovereign. After 500 years, I became the martial venerable. Finally, I have the ability to take revenge. Not only did I destroy the Ma family, I also made great achievements for the Chu family for the sake of the rank 8 family. Finally, after tens of thousands of years, I came to the end of my life because I could not break through the martial emperor. Chu Zan sighed. It felt like a dream. But it's very real. Especially the 2 times when my family was wiped out, I felt like I was going to collapse. It's just like it really happened. So the difference between you and the ancestor is that you have kept your original intention. Even though you have encountered so many hardships, you have never given up. Your goal has always been revenge and the expansion of the family. And the ancestor failed because he could not withstand the temptation of the magic skills. After practicing the magic skills, he was confused and forgot his original intention, so he failed. Chu Jingyu analyzed. From these 2 cases, we can judge that once you enter the refining heart tower, there will be all kinds of hardships. And it is very likely that it is a suffering that has caused you some psychological trauma in this world. If you can stick to your heart, you can pass the test of the heart refining tower. But if you get lost in it, in the end, you will naturally fail. Chapter 50 Dragon Guard. Chu Zan looked at the ancestor with a strange expression. Suddenly he burst into laughter and said, I didn't expect that the ancestor would fail. Ha ha ha. That means I'm the first person to pass the heart refining tower. I feel like I should write down my glory here. Chu Tianyang's face was dark. I just want to pin this guy to the ground and beat him up. So, the heart refining tower has nothing to do with cultivation. It sharpens your state of mind. As long as you are determined, you can pass the training inside. But you have to be mentally prepared, otherwise you might be tortured in there. For those who are not strong-willed, it is best not to enter easily. It may cause your mind to collapse directly and become like a walking corpse. Chu Jingyu said to everyone. It is indeed possible. Just like when the ancestor first came out. The situation is very wrong. Therefore, the rewards for defying the heavens and changing fate should not be that easy to get. Everyone thought about it again and again. Some choose to enter. Some choose to leave and wait until the right time to go back in. In the following days, Chu Tianyang was not in a hurry to practice. Instead, he wandered around the family and Azure Sun City to calm down what happened in the heart refining tower. The martial arts arena of the space world. I was surprised to find that Chu Zan and Chu Shiren were fighting to a stalemate. That kid's physique has changed. Chu Tianyang looked at Chu Zan, whose skin was golden. He could clearly feel that the other person's physique was no longer the spirit level's powerful diamond body. This looks like a king-level high-grade physique, a diamond combat body. Hiss, when did his physique change? Could it be the reward obtained from the heart refining tower? Being able to evolve physical fitness is definitely a method used by Beast God. But Chu Zan had only entered the heart refining tower recently. The heart refining tower is a treasure placed here by the Beast God. So this is most likely because Chu Zan passed the mental training and obtained the reward from the Beast God. Well, that must be it. He is also coveting the reward from Beast God. Chu Tianyang will definitely enter again after a while. He just didn't believe that he couldn't pass the mental training. Looking at the vast 9-layer space world, Chu Tianyang sighed. Who could have thought that their Chu family would develop to this extent in just 1 year? It's all thanks to Beast God. And what can they do for the divine beast? Sudden, a light bulb went off in his head. A good idea was born. Although I can't do anything for the divine beast, I must always demonstrate the status of Beast God in our Chu family. Then he found Chu Jingyu. What do you want, ancestor? I have a few ideas about family that might be good, you can listen to them. Our Chu family is now a 6-star family, but we don't have a family emblem. I think we should design a family emblem. This family emblem should have the symbol of our Chu family and the symbol of Beast God. From now on, all heads of Chu family members will be branded with the family emblem. In addition, we can design a Chu family battle flag based on the family emblem. From now on, wherever the battle flag is planted, it will be within the Chu family's sphere of influence. Besides, I think we can form an organization. Only the strongest person in the family can enter this organization. Ancestor, do you want to train a killer organization? Chu Jingyu looked at the ancestor in surprise. Could it be that the aftereffects of the ancestor's time in the mind refining tower have not yet healed? Do you want to massacre this world in the real world? This is not allowed. Am I that kind of person? Chu Tianyang glared at Chu Jingyu. What I mean is that this organization will be named after dragon. For example, there can be 2 dragon generals on the left and right, 7 dragon guards, etc. This organization will be the golden signboard of our Chu family in the future. From now on, all of us in the Chu family must regard joining this organization as the highest honor. Do you get me? Jingyu understands. I will discuss this matter seriously with the other elders. We will work out a plan in the shortest possible time. Chu Jingyu nodded. He didn't expect that the old man's brain would become so flexible. Could it be that the mind refining tower has this kind of function? What's that look in your eyes? Do you believe I can slash you? Chu Tianyang stared at Chu Jingyu. One by one. I no longer take myself seriously. This won't do. We must break through the martial venerable as soon as possible. Let them know how powerful I am. I dare not, Jingyu dare not. Chu Jingyu is sharp in his actions. All the elders were gathered together that day and the ancestors' ideas were expressed. Now the Chu family has tens of thousands of people. There are so many aspects that need to be managed. The number of elders has also increased from 8 to more than 20. The ancestor has a good idea. I'd be the first one willing to join this organization. Chu Jianshan spoke first. Don't be so impatient, we are still in the negotiation stage. According to my opinion, this organization is a survival of the fittest, and only the strong are qualified to join this organization. Of course, this organization will also enjoy the highest treatment from our Chu family. Let everyone consider joining this organization as the highest honor. Now everyone can speak freely about how to depict the clan emblem, how to design the battle flag pattern, what the organization is called, and what positions are distributed within it. Then a group of people started discussing and debating fiercely. Finally, everyone unanimously decided. The family emblem is the character, Chu, in the center. And outside the word, Chu, there is a coiled dragon. The same is true for the logo of the Chu family's battle flag. As for the organization called Dragon Guard, under his name, there are left and right dragon masters, 9 dragon generals, and 33 dragon guards. The Dragon Guard members do not have any substantive rights. But in the Chu family, he has the same status as the elders. In this case, there shouldn't be any problem for me to be one of the 2 dragon masters, right? Chu Jianshan spoke first. Among the elders of the Chu family, his strength is absolutely at the top. The other elders were not willing to be left behind and wanted to join in. Stop arguing. If everyone joins the Dragon Guard, will our Chu family still be able to operate normally? You have to understand that the development of the family is the top priority. The establishment of the Dragon Guard is not only to express the highest respect for Beast God, but also for the development of the family. As for the method of joining the Dragon Guard, I have already thought of it, that is to use martial arts as a breakthrough point. Only the strongest people in our Chu family are qualified to join. We must not lose face for the Dragon Guard. As for you elders, let's have a duel. The 2 strongest ones will be chosen to temporarily become 2 of the 33 Dragon Guards. If someone's strength exceeds yours in the future, you will take the initiative to abdicate and let others take over. Later, under Chu Jingyu's arrangement, all the elders who wanted to join the Dragon Guard had a competition in the space world that all the tribesmen knew about. This made the tribesmen curious. Why did the elders want to have a duel for no reason? But with the exposure of the Dragon Guard, everyone understood the reason. The purpose is to decide who will be the strongest among them to join. Chapter 51, Hellgate Martial Saint arrives. All tribe members can participate. 2 people will be selected from the elders, and the others will be chosen from among the tribe members. First, the 33 Dragon Guards will be decided, then the 9 Dragon Generals, and finally the left and right Dragon Lords. Only the strongest 9 of the 33 Dragon Guards can become Dragon Generals, and the strongest 2 of the Dragon Generals can become Dragon Lords. As for the vacancies in the Dragon Guards, we will continue to screen within the family. And the tribesmen can also become new Dragon Guardians by challenging the Dragon Guardians. When Chu Jingyu announced the news, all the martial artists in the Chu family were excited. This means that the Dragon Guards are destined to be composed of the strongest people in the Chu family. Haha, Dragon Guards. I, Chu Zan, must become one of them. Chu Zan laughed excitedly. If Chu Shiren and the others had not already entered the heart refining tower, I will definitely follow Chu Zan and shout to join. Some time later, the Chu family has begun the fierce selection of Dragon Guards. And at this moment, the entire Qian domain had just been peaceful for a few days because of the death of Martial Saint. Then something happened that shocked everyone. That means more than a dozen Martial Saints have descended on Qianyu together. Such a horrifying incident immediately plunged the entire Qianyu martial artist into complete silence. Everyone stayed at home and dared not go out, for fear of accidentally angering the Martial Saint. Within the beast-controlling sect, the entire beast-controlling sect was trembling with fear from top to bottom. Because more than a dozen Martial Saints came to their sect, the violent aura made everyone dare not look up. Their clothes are all printed with skulls of Hell's Gates. A pale flame also appeared between the eyebrows of the head. So you haven't found any clues yet? One of them asked indifferently. Reporting to the Holy Envoy, the opponent's strength is unfathomable and there is no trace of him. We have searched the entire Qianyu but could not find any clues of him. Du Yuan bent over, cold sweat on his forehead, and spoke in a low voice. Haha, unfathomable. Could he be the martial emperor? One of them sneered. I see you didn't really look for it. If it weren't for the fact that your dog, beast-controlling sect, was still somewhat useful in Qianyu, you would have disappeared by now. Yes. Facing insults from others, Du Yuan didn't dare to resist at all. They do have this ability. A few decades ago, a saint-level ancestor attempted to break through the martial emperor without our permission, but was eventually killed by us. Besides that, no one has dared to attack our Hellgate martial artist for nearly 10,000 years. Haha, let's see what kind of strong man will appear in this small area of Qianyu. You beast-controlling sect should not be concerned about this matter. Just keep a close eye on the door for us. As for the man who killed our beast-controlling sect, we will skin him alive and take out his bones to serve as a warning to others. Du Yuan flattered them immediately, saying, with the help of the holy envoys, that thief will definitely not be able to escape the five-finger mountain of the adults. Haha, that's a must. Then a dozen martial saints disappeared into the beast-controlling sect. One of them laughed evilly before leaving and kidnapped a fair-skinned and beautiful female elder of the beast-controlling sect. But faced with this scene, Du Yuan not only did not dare to get angry. Instead, I prayed in my heart that the female elder could serve the holy envoy to his satisfaction. After all, this is also an opportunity for the other party, right? The entire Qianyu was in a state of panic. But the Azure Sun City Chu family was not affected at all. Do what you have to do. The selection of dragon guards is still going on as normal. Among the elders, the first elder Chu Hongtu and the seventh elder Chu Jianshan won. They became two of the 33 dragon guards. Among the tribesmen, Chu Zan became one of them with his overwhelming combat power. Half a month later, the total number of 44 dragon guards has been basically finalized. Although you have become a member of the Dragon Guard, you still should not slack off. From now on, the Dragon Guard election will be held every 6 months. If you are defeated by then, you will have no choice but to leave the Dragon Guard. Of course, if you can defeat your superiors, you can become a Dragon General or even a Dragon Lord. Chu Jingyu said to everyone. Because all the members of the Chu family have been training in the Jushao Mountains. Some people are tempered in the heart refining tower. There are also some strong ones among them. For example, Chu Shiren, Chu Shan, Chu Liang and others. These people are all martial king level existences. Half a year later, subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. There will definitely be another fight between dragons and tigers. Boom. But at this moment, a loud bang suddenly sounded in Azure Sun City. The whole city was shaking. Someone is attacking Azure Sun City's formation. Chu Jingyu was shocked. Immediately left the space world. Azure Sun City. A martial saint frowned as he looked at the city in front of him. Not only is there a saint-level formation, but there is also an entrance to the space world. How can such a place have such an existence? Hellgate Martial Saint Kui Jia frowned. More than a dozen martial saints were scattered in various corners of Qianyu. As long as the other party does not leave the Qianyu, even if they have to dig 3 feet into the ground, they will find the guy who dared to provoke their Hell's Gate. Kui Jia came to the Jushao Mountains. Because a very powerful force was born here before, Yunshao sect. Even one of the other ancestors had used unknown means to avoid the eyes of the Hell Gate and break through the martial emperor. although he was finally defeated by several martial emperors. But they still couldn't figure out how the other party managed to become the martial emperor without alerting them. And now he actually saw an entrance to a space world in this city. Originally, he wanted to force out the strong men in this city with one palm. The result was a saint-level formation. And even he couldn't break one. It's impossible. Only the martial emperor can open up a space world. But how could there be other strong people at the martial emperor level here? Suddenly he thought of the martial emperor from the Yunxiao sect. I was suddenly shocked. This city is located right at the foot of the Juxiao Mountains. Could it be that some of them have obtained the mysterious inheritance of the martial emperor of Yunxiao sect? What's worse, the other party has already broken through to become a martial emperor. So we can create space here. If that's the case, I'm afraid I won't be able to defeat him by myself. Thinking of this, Kui Jia immediately began to call other martial saints in Qianyu. Otherwise, if you rush in, you will only lose your life in vain. Azure Sun City. Chu Jingyu brought several elders to the city wall. Saw Kui Jia outside the city. The powerful aura emanating from the other party made them terrified. Who is this powerful person? Why would he attack our Azure Sun City for no reason? Chu Jingyu was puzzled. It may be because of the death of the martial saint in Kenyan City. Chu Jianshan said. During this period, the entire Qianyu has been in a state of panic, and our intelligence organization has learned that there seem to be many martial saints descending on Qianyu, and they are from the same sect as the other party. So you're here to cause trouble for our Chu family. Martial saint. Looks like Beast God has to take action. Chu Jingyu was a little anxious. I always feel that they are still powerless in the face of many enemies. Can't share the burden for Beast God. It took only an hour. A dozen martial saints descended from outside Azure Sun City. The breath of terror is overwhelming. The surrounding void is full of cracks. Holy light shines, like a god descending on earth. Chapter 52. It's confirmed, Beast God is Monster Emperor. A powerful breath echoed. Instantly, all the martial artists in Azure Sun City felt as if they were on the edge of an abyss. There is actually an entrance to the space world. Martial Saint Wang Tebe looked in the direction of the Azure Sun City Chu family in surprise. Although his white hair is flying, but her face was as rosy and fair as that of a child. A pair of eyes are as sharp and captivating as an eagle's. Bei Sheng, there might be something fishy going on here. I guess the other party is very likely to have obtained the inheritance of the Yunxiao sect in the Juxiao Mountains, and there may be a martial emperor-level expert here. Should we send word to headquarters and dispatch emperor-level warriors? Kui Jia asked. Wang Tebe is the leader of their mission. Not only has the martial saint perfected his cultivation, its combat power is even capable of fighting against a quasi-saint. The strength is unfathomable. It is impossible for an emperor-level expert to be born here. The rank 9 heaven and earth essence vein here was destroyed by us. Now, except for those forbidden areas that we dare not enter, all the rank 9 essence veins in the rest of the human world are under our control. So there won't be any emperor-level warriors. At best, they'll be quasi-emperor level. Wang Tebe said calmly. His eyes are sharp. At a glance, Chu Jingyu, who is in the middle of the city wall. I believe that the other party should be the person in charge here. Then he shouted, since you are the lord of this city, why don't you come out to greet us? Because of Kui Jia's palm strike before. At this moment, the sun and moon star formation appears, blocking their progress from entering the city. Chu Jingyu trembled all over. I just felt a terrifying pressure coming upon me. It was like being stared at by a ferocious beast. But he still gritted his teeth and sneered, if you are friends, I, Chu, will welcome you. But you all have murderous intent in your eyes, and it is obvious that you are not here with good intentions. I, Chu, will naturally not welcome you with a smile. Haha, a mere martial king dares to be so presumptuous, who gave you the courage? Wang Tebe sneered. There was murderous intent in his eyes. I gave him the courage. A thunderous sound suddenly sounded. Then a huge blue dragon head suddenly appeared from the thundercloud. A pair of golden pupils stared at Wang Tebe and others. Is this dragon race? Wang Tebe exclaimed. How come? Didn't the dragon race enter the holy realm? Why are you here? Kui Jia and the others all widened their eyes. It is said that dragon race is an extremely powerful race in the Holy Realm. Wang Tebe looked at the dragon. The other party's aura doesn't seem to be very strong. Could it be a baby dragon that hasn't grown up yet? According to what Wang Tebe knows, dragon race has a strong growth cycle. If we can capture a real dragon like this one and send it to the Holy Realm, wouldn't that be a great achievement? In an instant, the greed in his eyes was undisguised. You're so brave to catch my attention. At this moment, a blue dragon claw suddenly fell from the sky. He slammed towards several people. Capture him alive, Wang Tebe roared. The energy around me surges. An extremely terrifying attack broke out, killing the dragon claw above. The other dozen or so martial saints all burst out with unparalleled fighting power. The pale flame between the eyebrows burned fiercely. He roared and killed them. Boom! With a loud bang, the earth and the sky shook violently. Endless holy light collides with the blue dragon claws. Stir up vast energy. But when the energy dissipates, only a dragon claw was left floating there, and the martial saint below had disappeared. The dragon claws slowly retracted into the thundercloud. Long Yuan's figure disappeared from everyone's sight again. Chu Jingyu and the others swallowed their saliva unconsciously. Is this the power of Beast God? One claw down. More than a dozen martial saints were wiped out in an instant. It's confirmed. Beast God is undoubtedly the Monster Emperor. Without the strength of Monster Emperor, how is it possible to achieve this? Not far from Azure Sun City, beast-controlling sect martial Saint Yuan trembled. What kind of existence is that? How could it be so terrifying? Could it be the Monster Emperor? But even if you are the Monster Emperor, you can't survive, because the Hell Gate won't let you go. So many martial saints died. Hell Gate will definitely send out Emperor-level warriors. Yuan gritted his teeth. This Monster Emperor must die. Otherwise, the beast-controlling sect will never be able to raise their heads in Qianyu again. I will report what happened here immediately. This scene was not only seen by Yuan. Many people have seen it. Now everyone knows that the Chu family's beast god is a monster emperor. The legends of the so-called rank 7 monster saint and rank 8 monster saint have all been broken. For a moment, the entire Azure Sun City has completely become the center of Kangzhou. I believe it won't be long. This place will also become the center of Qianyu. But only Zhe Tianli, the branch president of Wanyu Chamber of Commerce, quietly left here at the first opportunity. Ran to Yanyang City to avoid disaster. Because he knew very well, Azure Sun City may be gone in the near future. This matter will definitely alarm the Martial Emperor of Hell Gate. Martial Emperor takes action. Will the small Azure Sun City still exist? What a pity, a family that once had potential is now going to disappear into thin air. Zhe Tianli sighed. But the Chu family still didn't care. Beast God must have something to rely on to do this. They just need to follow the instructions of Beast God and work hard to develop their family. 13th Elder, are you worried about something? In the Chu family hall, Chu Jingyu looked at 13th Elder Chu Linpeng, who looked a little dazed. Hey, I'm afraid my grandson Chu Feng has fallen in the Jushao Mountains. Chu Linpeng, with gray hair, sighed. There has been no news for 2 months. Chu Feng. Chu Jingyu frowned. He had an impression of that child. Talent is very poor, but he is extremely hardworking in cultivation. Even after practicing for a full 10 years, he still couldn't break through to rank 1 martial artist. But he still didn't get discouraged. Still practicing this unyieldingly. Chu Jingyu had thought about recommending him to Beast God. But when it came to choosing again, I chose Chu Shan and others who had better talents. Oh, my condolences. This is the world. If you are not careful, you may fall. Even though the Chu family is now very powerful, they still have to rely on their own abilities to go out and gain experience. Death happens all the time. At the same time, deep in the Jushao Mountains, a young man in his 20s suddenly opened his eyes. A sharp light burst out from the depths of his eyes. Rank 1 martial artist, who had been practicing for many years but still failed to make a breakthrough. Now I finally broke through. And he has already reached rank 3 martial master perfection. Success, finally success. After several months and 81 hardships in the illusion, I finally got this chaos pearl. Chu Feng looked at the black beads in his body. The black chaotic energy emanating from the beads was continuously cleansing his essence and marrow. As long as there is enough time, his physique will evolve from rank 1 mortal physique to the unrivaled chaos divine body. Looking at the countless dead bones around me, those are all creatures who entered here but failed to pass the Chaos Pearl illusion assessment. Chu Feng shuddered. Fortunately, I have developed a tenacious character since childhood. Otherwise this time might be the same as the people here. Chapter 53 Yunshao Sect Inheritance. Although I failed to obtain the rest of Yunshao Sect's inheritance, their most precious Chaos Pearl has been obtained by me. This is enough. And it seems that the other inheritances of the Yunshao sect are about to be born. I must report this news to the family immediately. The Yunshao sect can possess the legendary martial emperor inheritance. Only by taking the initiative can we gain the upper hand. Only then can we obtain the best inheritance. Otherwise, when the inheritance here truly appears in the world, that's when the storm really comes. After this incident, Chu Feng finally understood. Why are so many people keen on going out for experience? Once you get an opportunity, the effect is even greater than practicing hard for many years. Then he left here, returned to the family. Fenger, you're still alive. When I saw my grandson, Chu Linpeng, who had been feeling a little lost for a while, was extremely excited. He directly held Chu Feng in his arms. For this matter, not only did he go out to look for it, even the clan leader posted a bounty order for Chu Feng. Unfortunately, there has been no news. Grandfather. Chu Feng's eyes turned red. It goes without saying that my grandfather must have been worried sick during this period. Chu Feng, you came back alive. At this time, Chu Zan came over with a few bottles of wine. I planned to have a few drinks with Mr. Chu Linpeng. As a result, he happened to see Chu Feng returning. Chu Zan. Oh my god, you actually became a rank 3 martial master. It seems like you got a great opportunity outside this time. Chu Zan looked at the other party in surprise. He knew Chu Feng's talent. After practicing for many years, I still couldn't break through to rank 1 martial artist. Even after Beast God appeared, the overall strength of the Chu family has developed by leaps and bounds. Under the impact of various elixirs, Chu Feng's cultivation still could not break through to the rank 1 martial artist. Even he himself said at that time, he may never be able to step into martial Dao in his life. But now I'm out. His cultivation level was raised to rank 3 martial master. Chu Zan was really surprised. What? You finally broke through to martial artist? Chu Linpeng reacted in excitement. When I carefully perceived it, I was immediately surprised. Yes, Grandpa, not only did I become a martial artist, I also broke through to rank 3 martial master. Chu Feng also nodded excitedly. Except myself. Perhaps only Grandpa knows how hard he has worked. All right. God have mercy on me, Beast God bless me, my grandson finally made a breakthrough. Chu Linpeng laughed. As the saying goes, if you don't make a sound, it's fine. Once you make a sound, it will soar to the sky. I believe your future path of cultivation will be much smoother. In that case, let's practice quickly, and then we can have a good fight. Chu Zan patted Chu Zan on the shoulder. Good. Chu Feng nodded. By the way, Grandpa, I have something urgent to report to the clan leader. You just came back. If you have anything to say, please wait until you have a rest before reporting it to me. No, this matter is very important. I discovered the inheritance of an ancient sect in the Jushao Mountains. According to the information I have learned, it should be an 8-star sect, and it may even have given birth to a martial emperor. What? An 8-star sect? Chu Linpeng was shocked. Let's go see the clan leader. If it is a general small inheritance, the Chu family may not take it seriously. But if it is an 8-star inheritance, then you have to be cautious. After meeting the patriarch, Chu Feng roughly recounted what he knew in the Jushao Mountains. Of course he didn't say anything about the Chaos Orb. 8-star inheritance Yunshao sect. Good. Chu Feng, you did a great job. When this matter is over, I will personally report your achievements to Beast God and ask for an opportunity for you. Chu Jingyu said seriously. I don't care about chance or anything like that. I just hope that our Chu family can become stronger and stronger, and not let the scene that happened before happen again. Chu Feng said. He has the Chaos Orb. Ordinary opportunities are of no use to him. Don't worry, the family will become stronger and stronger. I will never let that happen again. Afterwards, Chu Jingyu went straight to find the ancestor Chu Tianyang, who was in seclusion. Haven't seen you for a while. His cultivation has reached a higher level. The sacred body of all spirits made his cultivation speed abnormally terrifying. There is no sacred body of the same quality that can compare to the sacred body of all spirits. In just a few months, he broke through to the peak of martial sovereign. Ancestor, why do I feel like your cultivation speed has never slowed down? Chu Jingyu asked doubtfully. Because Beast God has given me another opportunity before. No wonder. What? Is there something wrong? Chu Tianyang asked. Chu Jingyu recounted what Chu Feng had discovered. Yunshao sect inheritance. In that case, I'll take some people over to check it out now. The Yunshao sect inheritance in the Jushao Mountains has been the main target of the Chu family's exploration during this period. Now we finally have a clue. Chu Tianyang, along with some elders and clansmen, led by Chu Feng, entered the Jushao Mountains. I'm curious, how did you dare to go so deep into the Jushao Mountains when you hadn't even reached rank 1 martial artist? Chu Hongtu asked Chu Feng curiously. Deep in the Jushao Mountains. Even the martial king elders like them didn't dare to enter easily. Chu Feng scratched his head. She said embarrassedly, to be honest, I was forced to come in by a monster. I see. Haha, it seems like this opportunity is destined for you. This is luck. If it were anyone else, they would have surely been killed by the monster. Everyone followed Chu Feng's steps. Indeed, there were no monsters blocking the road. We arrived at our destination without any obstructions along the way. It's actually an underground space world. Chu Tianyang was surprised. That's right, there was originally a treasure guarding this place, but I got that treasure, so the barrier here was revealed. Chu Feng said. Chu Tianyang nodded, although he did not ask what the treasure was. But I guess it should be an extremely precious thing. Because it is said that Martial Saint and even Martial Emperor had come here to explore, but found nothing. To be able to avoid the eyes of such a powerful person. How can it be an ordinary thing? If someone else got the treasure. Whatever he said, I would grab it. After all, the treasures of the world belong to the strong. But Chu Feng is a member of their Chu family, so there is no problem at all. Feel the exposed underground transparent space barrier. Chu Tianyang immediately burst out with the strength of the peak of martial sovereign. Powerful martial arts performance. The spiritual energy surges in the body. He punched the barrier in front of him. As a result, the barrier didn't move at all. Let's do it together. Moment. The elders who followed Chu Tianyang burst out with terrifying power. Energy light blooms. Finally, they gathered into a force and attacked the transparent barrier in front of them. Still no movement. What a strong barrier! Chu Jianchen exclaimed. He held the holy sword Mo Yi and the power of the ancestors and elders, but they were unable to break the barrier. There's nothing I can do but ask Beast God for help. Chu Tianyang sighed. Then he picked up the voice stone and started to communicate. This kind of thing can be communicated across regions, very convenient. Alright, everyone, just wait where you are. Beast God is coming soon. Chu Tianyang said. Just as the words fell, a blue real dragon only a few meters long appeared in front of him. Chapter 54 Chaos Divine Body Chu Feng. I have seen a divine beast. Chu Tianyang saluted hurriedly. The others followed suit. Long Yuan nodded, looking at the barrier in front of me. Wei Wei was surprised and said, this barrier is so well preserved. It seems as if it has not been eroded by time. Who discovered this barrier? Reporting to Beast God, it was discovered by our tribe member Chu Feng. Long Yuan followed Chu Tianyang's gaze. I saw a young man with a determined look but a hint of panic in his eyes. Monk, Chu Feng. Constitution, Chaos Divine Body, Growth 1%. Realm Cultivation, Rank 3 Martial Master Midterm. Physical Cultivation, Rank 2 Martial Warrior Midterm. Identity, Chu Family Member. Arcane, Chaos Orb, Supreme Divine Weapon. Oh, Long Yuan showed a hint of surprise. A Chaos Divine Body with a growth rate of 1%. He had never seen such a situation before. And he also possesses the Supreme Divine Weapon, Chaos Pearl. It seems that he is also a person with great opportunities. His physical condition should be caused by the Chaos Pearl, right? Lord Beast God, is there something wrong with my grandson? Chu Linpeng asked worriedly. No, it's very good. It would be better if your eyes were more determined. Work hard. I look forward to the day when you become the Dragon Lord of the Dragon Guard. Long Yuan looked at Chu Feng and said. He naturally knew about the Chu family's establishment of the Dragon Guard. This is also a way to encourage everyone to practice. Long Yuan naturally agreed. Everyone looked at Chu Feng in surprise. Beast God actually had such high expectations for him. You know, the Twin Dragon Lords are the two strongest people among the Dragon Guards. Chu Tianyang decided. After returning, I will intensify the training of Chu Feng. I will try my best. Chu Feng shook his teeth and said. He had a feeling. That is, Beast God may have known his secret. But the other party doesn't seem to care. Long Yuan looked at the barrier and said, this is a barrier set up by an Emperor-level expert, and for some reason, the barrier here has not weakened at all. It's normal that you can't break through. Emperor level. Is there really an Emperor-level inheritance here? Chu Tianyang said excitedly. Maybe. Anyway, Emperor-level inheritance is just like that to him. It's nothing. I saw him lightly scratch the barrier with his dragon claws. With a crackling sound, the barrier that left Chu Tianyang and others helpless was broken just like that. Beast God is so strong. Chu Feng was shocked. The Emperor-level barrier was as easy to cut as tofu in front of him. Let's go in and take a look. Long Yuan flew in first. There is a lot of underground space. Obvious. This is a space world opened up by Emperor-level strongmen. But this space world is already badly damaged. The earth is full of cracks. As if it had suffered a severe attack. Long Yuan flew by. All I could see was desolation and ruin. Buildings collapsed and the ground cracked. It's so strange, why do the traces here give people a very new feeling? Chu Tianyang said as he looked at the collapsed building. The Yunxiao sect should be around 10,000 years old. But the traces of the battle and the damaged buildings here are very recent. It seems like a big battle just happened here yesterday. Because there is a treasure protecting this place. That is the opportunity that Chu Feng got. Long Yuan replied. I see. Chu Tianyang was even more shocked. Chu Feng's chance was indeed terrifying, he could actually achieve this level. Chu Feng confirmed. Beast God really knew what opportunity he had obtained. It's just that people don't care. Fortunately, I was a little worried just now. He is really using the heart of a villain to judge a gentleman. Don't run around. There are still energy fluctuations from the battle between Emperor-level masters here. If you're not careful, you could die. Long Yuan said to everyone. Continue to go deeper for only a moment. A headless corpse appeared in front of everyone. Even if you are dead. The corpse also exuded an aura so terrifying that no one dared to approach it. Beast God, this isn't the Emperor's corpse, is it? Chu Tianyang asked in horror. The aura emanating from the other party seemed to be enough to turn them into ashes if they dared to get close. Yes, this is indeed the corpse of an emperor. And the aura they emit is extremely similar to the group of martial saints I killed before. They must be from the same organization. Long Yuan dropped his claws. The emperor's corpse instantly shattered into dust. The terrifying aura that was emanating from it suddenly dissipated completely. There is a martial emperor who has fallen. Could it be that Yunxiao sect really had a martial emperor before, and he was powerful enough to kill other martial emperors? Chu Tianyang trembled and said. How strong is the opponent? I hope there will be a legacy of martial emperor. The buildings here are badly damaged. The entire sect was completely destroyed, and there was not a single living being inside. But fortunately, everyone discovered the inheritance of the Yunxiao sect, an 8-star sect, in a fairly well-preserved attic. There is actually a technique that can lead directly to rank 8th martial saint. Although their family already has the rank 8 skills granted by Beast God. But no one can have too much of this stuff. Not bad, it can enrich the family foundation. Long Yuan nodded. The value of the inheritance of all the skills, martial arts, elixirs, formations, and artifact refinements of an 8-star sect is definitely not low. It is an invaluable treasure to the current Chu family. Although the Chu family had previously plundered all the inheritance of the Kang Yan sect. But the other party is only a 6-star sect. It is quite different from the rank 8 sects. Beast God, Ancestor, here is the inheritance of the Beastmaster. A young female tribesman shouted excitedly. Her name is Chu Yunling. She has a delicate oval face. The white long skirt highlights her slender figure. She was the girl who had obtained the incomplete inheritance of the beast tamer in the Jushao Mountains. She contracted a treasure-hunting mouse. He once made a lot of contributions in finding hidden treasures for the family in Kangyan sect. Okay, after you go back, you can start to comprehend this complete inheritance. Chu Tianyang nodded. The Beastmaster is a very powerful profession. Their own combat power is not inferior to other martial artists, and they can also cooperate with the powerful spirit beast. Not to mention fighting across borders. It is easy to fight against many enemies at the same level. So as long as there are conditions, the Chu family will definitely form a core of Beastmasters. What a pity, we didn't find any Emperor-level inheritance. Chu Tianyang shook his head. It would be even more perfect if there was an Emperor-level inheritance. Sudden, Long Yuan punched into the void in front of him. Click. The void is broken. A black stone tablet fell out. What's this? The people gathered around. There was nothing on the stone tablet, completely dark. But at this moment, a dark light burst out from between Chu Feng's eyebrows. Shining on the black stone tablet. Suddenly a passage of scripture emerged. It's the Emperor's scripture. Long Yuan said. What? This is an Emperor-level scripture. Everyone was surprised. They all looked at the stone tablet. However, before everyone could figure out what was going on, the entire stone tablet actually flew into Chu Feng's brow. If I'm not mistaken, this Emperor scripture should have been left by the martial emperor of Yunshao sect specifically for Chu Feng. Or in other words, leave the person who obtained the Chaos Orb. In this case, no one present today is allowed to discuss anything related to the Emperor's scripture, otherwise we will be punished according to the clan rules. Chu Tianyang said seriously. Yes, everyone responded. They also know that, once the news of the Emperor's scripture is leaked, it will bring great disaster to the family. Chapter 55 Monster Sovereign. Chu Feng touched his brow. He had not expected this sudden change. He also didn't want to take the Emperor's scripture inheritance for himself. Since you have obtained it, it is predestined for you. Practice well and don't let everyone down. Moreover, even if other people obtain this Emperor scripture, they will not be able to practice it. Long Yuan said calmly. Just a glance, he realized that the scripture could only be practiced by people with chaos body. So even if it is handed over to others, they could only stare blankly. Yes, Chu Feng will live up to Beast God's expectations. Chu Feng nodded and said. Long Yuan nodded. With the help of Emperor-level skills and Chaos Orbs, Chu Feng's future is definitely more than just martial emperor. Chu Tianyang's previous regrets were gone. The Emperor-level technique was also acquired by the tribe members. Coupled with the Saint-level inheritance here, this harvest can be considered a complete success. Let's look for it again. Don't leave anything useful behind. Long Yuan said. Yes. The geese pass by without leaving any feathers behind. The Chu family plundered the entire underground space world, and everything that was even slightly useful was completely plundered. Really no corner is left out. After cleaning everything up, everyone left the underground world. I just returned to the entrance of the barrier. Then they saw a huge monster staring at everyone. Human, what treasure did you get from there? Hand it over quickly, and I will spare your life. It was a giant great monster with flames all over its body. It looks like a lion. It just has a pair of antlers on its head. Sovereign level other fire unicorn beast. Chu Tianyang narrowed his eyes slightly. I didn't expect this guy to be waiting here. Haha, if you want our treasure, then it depends on whether you have the ability. Chu Tianyang stepped forward. Slow. At this time Long Yuan suddenly spoke. Then he looked at Chu Yunling and said, go and contract this monster. Ah, I contract this monster sovereign. This, the other party won't agree. Chu Yunling answered in panic. You can't just make a contract with a spirit beast casually. It must be based on the consent of both parties. Although she likes him very much. But the other party doesn't think highly of me either. After all, he is just a rank 3 martial master. But the opponent is a monster sovereign as strong as the ancestor. One sneeze can turn you into ashes. He'll agree. Long Yuan said calmly. If Chu Yunling can contract this monster sovereign, doesn't that mean the Chu family has one more monster sovereign? Wouldn't it be possible to complete your task faster? Thinking about it this way, Long Yuan suddenly felt that he had found a way to quickly expand the Chu family and complete the task quickly. Of course, the most important thing is, this fire unicorn beast has a trace of unicorn blood. Long Yuan suddenly remembered the heavenly wolf king that he had encountered when he was searching for the heavenly essence. If it were now, he will definitely make the other party a contracted beast. That's okay. Seeing Beast God say this, Chu Yunling took a deep breath and came in front of Monster Sovereign. He said loudly, Monster Sovereign, please become my contracted beast. What a courageous sister from the Yunling clan. Chu Feng exclaimed. Although I have obtained a heaven-defying inheritance, I wouldn't dare say that to a monster sovereign. What are you afraid of? With the divine beast by your side, nothing will go wrong. Chu Linpeng said firmly. Beast God is the pillar of their Chu family. With Beast God, no crisis is too great to be a crisis. Ha ha ha, becoming a contracted beast of a little martial master like you. You must be dreaming. The fire scale beast laughed loudly. The flames on his body were burning fiercely. This human girl is really brave. She glanced at Long Yuan, who gave her courage. The fire scale beast trembled all over. His own blood was actually trembling uncontrollably. This was the suppression of the low-level blood by the high-level blood. Although they are not of the same race. But the real dragons and unicorns in ancient times were the supreme races in monster race. At this time, Long Yuan's blood strength is at the same level as that of a real Qilin. Naturally, it has a great suppressive effect on the fire Kirin beast, which has only a trace of Kirin blood. Damn it! How could I be afraid of a giant insect? This is ridiculous. The fire scale beast was furious. You are the monster sovereign, how can you not save your face? Go to hell. He opened his bloody mouth wide and swallowed Chu Yunling. Buzz. Just then, a huge pressure descended. It pressed down on the fire scale beast like a sacred mountain. This is Long Wei. Are you a real dragon? The fire scale beast stared at Long Yuan in disbelief. The memory in its Qilin bloodline finally revived. Recognized the real dragon's pressure. What? Did you recognize me as a real dragon, not a giant worm? Long Yuan laughed jokingly. I dare not, I dare not. The fire scale beast lowered its huge head. I dare not look directly at Long Yuan. At this moment, his huge body was shaking like a sieve, and the flames on his body flickered. This dragon is the Chu family's guardian beast. Now I'm giving you a chance to become this girl's contracted beast, or become food in this dragon's stomach. You make your own choice. Long Yuan said calmly. I am willing to become a contracted beast. Please don't kill me, senior. The fire scale beast begged for mercy hastily. Is there still a need for choice? Congratulations on making the right choice. Following her will not be unfair to you. When the time is right, you may even have the opportunity to return to your ancestral form and become a true divine beast, Qilin. Ah, the mythical beast Qilin. Is this real? The fire scale beast was very excited. Please rest assured, senior. I will do my best to help her become a powerful person. Then the fire scale beast took the initiative to sign a contract with Chu Yunling. Afterwards, his huge body turned into the size of a calf and followed Chu Yunling. Thank you, Beast God. Chu Yunling bowed excitedly. This makes me a strong man comparable to the martial sovereign. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Well, I'll go to the heart refining tower once I get a chance after I go back. If you can pass the level successfully, I will give you a chance to surpass the heavens. Your future path as a beastmaster will be smooth. Thank you, Beast God. Everyone looked at Chu Yunling with envy. This girl is so lucky to be so favored by Beast God. Not only did she get the contract with the monster sovereign spirit beast, but the Beast God also granted her an opportunity. From now on, I will really soar into the sky. Chu Tianyang nodded. These are the seed talents that the Chu family wants to vigorously cultivate. A few days after the Chu family left, the underground world was first discovered by the monsters. Then it was known to humans. The entire Kangzhou knew that the inheritance of the Yunshao sect, once an 8-star sect in the Jushao Mountains, had appeared. At one time, a large number of martial artists rushed to the Jushao Mountains. Even the entire Qianyu was alarmed. Jushao Mountains, it's Jushao Mountains again. Within the beast-controlling sect, Du Liuyuan frowned. He has reported the disappearance of Martial Saint to his superiors. But for some reason, no Martial Emperor has arrived yet. Ancestor, should we send someone? Sect leader Zuo Kangmu asked. Although Yunshao sect was once an 8-star sect like them. But the other party may have the Martial Emperor inheritance. If the beast-controlling sect had not secretly informed the Hell Gate. They had no idea how powerful the Yunshao sect was now. Chapter 56 The Power of the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. Of course, what they value most is the mysterious method of breaking through the Martial Emperor without being sensed by the Hell Gate. If they can get the beast-controlling sect, wouldn't that mean a Martial Emperor would be born silently? Du Liuyuan wants to too. But as long as I think of that blue giant. He felt cold all over. That thing is so scary. Send a few elders to take a look, but remember not to provoke the Chu family for the time being. When the powerful Hell Gate Martial Emperor arrives, their good days will naturally come to an end. Du Liuyuan warned. Zuo Kangmu frowned and said, but ancestor, the Chu family's power has expanded fiercely recently. It has become the strongest force in Kangzhou and has even begun to spread to the entire Qianyu. After learning that so many martial saints have fallen, many forces are considering whether to join the Chu family. If they are not stopped, I am afraid that the beast-controlling sect will be restrained by them in the future. The development of a force only requires a strong person to take charge. Then it will grow bigger like a snowball. The surrender of other forces. This will naturally drive the growth of resources. The Chu family is only a 6-star family, but its influence is so terrifying. If the other party really becomes an 8-star family, that's too much. I'm afraid that the entire Qianyu will take the initiative to become the other party's subordinate force. Didn't I say that when the Hell Gate Martial Emperor arrives, the Chu family will be nothing? If they want to develop, let them develop. You'll have to spit it out in the end anyway. Du Liuyuan waved his hand. And he was suspicious. That blue dragon may have received the inheritance of Yunshao sect. That's why he was able to break through Monster Emperor silently. That is why. Du Liuyuan didn't hold much hope for Yunshao sect's Martial Emperor inheritance. There are many martial artists in Jushao Mountains. Azure Sun City more. As a last resort, the entire city doubled in size again. To accommodate a larger population. Anyway, the Saint-level formation can cover a very large area. The center of Qianyu, originally Tanzhou where the beast-controlling sect was located, now seemed to be shifting. This is why the mountains are magical even if there are immortals in them. Even though Qingyang town used to be very poor. But only when a huge force is born here will it naturally drive the development here. A few months later, a powerful aura burst out from the Chu family's space world. That was Chu Tianyang breaking through to rank 7 Martial Venerable. He who possesses the sacred body of all spirits. The cultivation speed is really fast. Congratulations to the ancestor for successfully breaking through the Martial Venerable. Becoming a Martial Saint is just around the corner. Elders such as Chu Jingyu had already been waiting at the place where Chu Tianyang was in seclusion. At this moment, everyone bowed in celebration. Ha ha ha, even though I've achieved Martial Venerable, I'm still a long way from Martial Saint. Chu Tianyang laughed and said, the further back you go, the time required to break through each realm becomes longer. According to Chu Tianyang's estimation, if there is no other opportunity, if you want to break through Martial Saint, you will not be able to do it without 5 or 6 years. Has anything major happened in the family recently? Chu Tianyang asked. Nothing big has happened, but many people are now suspecting that the inheritance has been obtained by our Chu family because they have not found any inheritance in the underground space of Jushao mountain range. Some even say that it was Beast God who obtained the inheritance there that led to the development of our Chu family. Many powerful people are already dissatisfied with our Chu family and want to force us to hand over the Yunshao sect inheritance. Chu Jingyu said with a frown. Especially some unknown martial venerable strongmen are stirring up trouble in secret. In order to obtain the Yunshao sect martial saint inheritance from the Chu family. The situation is already very tense. Humph, did they have the qualifications to shout in front of my Chu family? You didn't alarm the beast god with such a small matter, did you? Don't worry, ancestor. How could I possibly alarm beast god with such a small matter? Besides, haha, it's just a martial venerable. Jingyu doesn't even take it seriously. Chu Jingyu said confidently with a smile. Although he is only at the martial king level. But even if beast god is not asked to take action, he is still not afraid of the martial venerable strongman. Chu Tianyang frowned and looked at Chu Jingyu. Where does this kid get so much courage? Was it given by the beast god? Chief, this is bad. 3 martial venerables are coming here together, demanding that our Chu family hand over the martial emperor inheritance. At this time, a tribesman came hurriedly to report. Come on, let's go and see how you, the martial king, can ignore the martial venerable. Chu Tianyang smiled, led everyone to quickly walk out of the space world. Outside the Chu family's land, 3 martial venerables took the lead. Following behind him were hundreds of martial kings and martial sovereigns. During this period, the Jushao Mountains gather almost all the powerful people in the Qianyu. All for the Yunshao sect's martial emperor inheritance. You guys really have a big show. Chu Tianyang came out with a sneer. Chu Tianyang, are you finally willing to show up? Huh, you actually broke through the martial venerable. The 3 martial venerables were all shocked. In just over a year, Chu Tianyang actually soared from rank 2 martial warrior to rank 7 martial venerable. Such things. They have never heard of it. It must be the martial emperor's inheritance, otherwise how could he cultivate so fast? A martial venerable strongman shouted excitedly. His eyes glowed red, looking at Chu Tianyang excitedly. The higher the level of cultivation technique, the speed of cultivation will naturally be faster. Fellow Taoist Chu, it would be bad for your Chu family to keep the Yunshao sect's inheritance to themselves. I think we should study the emperor's scripture together. After all, happiness is better shared than happiness alone. What do you think, fellow Taoist Chu? A martial venerable strongman said grimly. That's right, the Yunshao sect's inheritance should be shared and should not be monopolized by your Chu family. Hand over the inheritance, or we will not give up today. Destroy the Chu family and seize the martial emperor's inheritance. Quote. The many powerful martial kings and martial sovereigns behind the 3 martial venerables all burst out with amazing momentum. They looked like they were going to fight if they had a disagreement. In front of the crowd, the 3 martial venerables sneered. They don't believe the Chu family dared to attack so many of them. That would incur public outrage. As for the one who killed all the martial saints, they didn't really want to destroy the Chu family. I just want the inheritance of martial emperor. A strong man like monster emperor shouldn't take action. Chu Tianyang looked at the 3 people with a sneer on his face and said, I don't have any big ambitions. I just want the people of our Chu family to be happy. So I'm sorry I can't obey your order. Then he looked at Chu Jingyu and said, let me see your method of not taking martial venerable seriously at all. Chu Jingyu looked at the 3 martial venerables and said, everyone, are you sure you want to destroy my Chu family and snatch the martial emperor inheritance? If you don't hand over the martial emperor inheritance, then we have no choice but to do this. One of them said in a deep voice. In that case, then you can go die. Chu Jingyu's expression suddenly turned cold. Then he pressed his hand suddenly in the air. A huge 3-legged tripod suddenly appeared out of nowhere. With a loud bang, the 3 martial venerables below, along with the large group of martial kings and martial sovereigns behind them, were all exploded into a bloody mist without even the strength to resist. Blood splattered everywhere. The air was filled with blood. In front of the Chu family, it was immediately stained red with blood. They gather into a small river and flow. The faces of the many martial artists at the back turned pale when they saw this scene. Just now, more than 100 strong men died. Chapter 57. Do Yuan feels life is so difficult. So everyone, do you still want the so-called martial emperor inheritance? Chu Jingyu raised his hand. The 3-legged tripod flew high into the sky again. It seems like he wants to kill everyone. Run, run. Everyone screamed. They thought that the Chu family wouldn't dare to take action because of the large number of people. Who knew the Taoists would really dare to do that? Not only dare, and so decisive and sharp, but in one breath. Everyone disappeared. Many of the martial artists who were watching were so scared that their hair stood on end. The Chu family is so cruel. And it's so powerful. Even if their beast god didn't show up, it can even make a martial venerable strongman die without even the power to resist. And what kind of treasure is that big tripod? It actually possesses such terrifying power. And Chu Tianyang also broke through the martial venerable. The clan's emperor weapon, the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. You can actually use the power of the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. Chu Tianyang looked at Chu Jingyu in surprise. Beast God once said, not only must one possess the Chu family bloodline, but one must also be able to mobilize the family's luck to unleash the power of the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. This means that Chu Jingyu has already sensed the clan's destiny. And you can also use the power of clan destiny to control the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. Doesn't that mean, does Chu Jingyu now possess power comparable to that of a martial emperor? Thinking of this, Chu Tianyang was even more shocked. I couldn't sleep that night, so I got up to research the clan's emperor weapon. I originally just wanted to do some research, but I didn't expect that I would actually figure it out. Chu Jingyu chuckled. Moreover, he could now see the Golden Clan luck gathering around the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. The clan's luck in the big cauldron gathered into a golden dragon that was cheering and leaping for joy. Okay, I really did not make a mistake in choosing you as the clan leader. Chu Tianyang stroked his beard. There are so many elders in the Chu family. But Chu Jingyu was the first one who could feel the existence of clan destiny. He deserves the title of patriarch. The clan leader is awesome. Chu Hongxiao gave a thumbs up. He also studied the emperor weapon many times. But I have no clue. Chief, how powerful can you kill with the emperor weapon? The 8th elder Chu Yunfei asked. If I unleash all my power, I should be able to kill an average martial emperor. Hiss. Everyone gasped, looking at the patriarch in disbelief. Are all clan leaders so awesome? But there are limits. The farther the clan emperor weapon is from our clan, the weaker its power will be. So this emperor weapon should be made by Beast God for us to protect our family. Chu Jingyu said, ever since I could see the destiny of my clan. He has been studying the Dragon Emperor Cauldron. These are things he developed on his own. And the family fortune is very mysterious. He can observe the recent sentiments of the family through the family fortune. Even if a big crisis or great opportunity occurs in the family, the clan's fortune will fluctuate. And the most terrifying thing is, he seems to be able to cultivate with the help of his clan's luck. With the blessing of the clan, it will make your perception of everything clearer and make it easier to break through. But he is currently researching this further. I believe it won't take long to see the effect. Even so, it's terrifying. It's like having a martial emperor in the family. Chu Tianyang nodded. No wonder Chu Jingyu said he didn't take martial venerable seriously. This really means that you don't take martial venerable seriously. Even if the martial emperor came, he might not take it seriously. Jingyu, have you ever been to the heart refining tower? Chu Tianyang asked. Ancestor, I haven't gone in yet. While I am out of retreat now, you can go in and give it a try. If you can successfully pass the mental training, the benefits you will gain will be beyond your imagination. He hoped that Chu Jingyu could get a physical evolution pill. Evolve your spirit level physique into a king body. That's exactly what I was thinking. Chu Jingyu nodded. He has also recently studied many of the tribesmen who have passed through the heart refining tower. But a large number of people only receive average rewards even if they pass. Not everyone can get the incredible reward. And the facts prove that. This is also related to the difficulty of the mental experience you encounter. If the suffering you encounter during the mental training is more horrible. And finally, the state of mind is not affected by the illusion. The better the reward you get in the end. In recent months, there are not many people in the Chu family who can pass the training perfectly. The news that Chu Jia killed 3 martial venerables and hundreds of strong men with a wave of his hand and Chu Tianyang broke through the martial venerable spread far and wide at lightning speed. This move even confirmed that the Chu family had obtained the Yunxiao sect's inheritance. But so what? Today's Chu family is no longer an existence that can be easily provoked. Within the beast-controlling sect, the clan leader Zuo Kengmu reported to the ancestor with an ugly face, the elder we sent was killed by the Chu family. That's right. Among the three martial venerables who led the riot in the Chu family at that time, one was the elder of their beast-controlling sect. Forcing out the Yunshao sect's inheritance is only one aspect. On the other hand, he also wanted to see if the beast god of the Chu family would easily take action. But I didn't expect it to end like this. He was actually killed by Chu Jingyu alone. Now, Du Liuyuan's face looked extremely ugly. He was not upset because of the death of the elder. But it's because Hell's Gate did not send the martial emperor. But he ordered the beast-controlling sect to destroy the Azure Sun City Chu family in the shortest possible time. Du Liuyuan held his forehead. If they dared to take action, they would have done so long ago. Why would it be their turn now? I originally wanted to ask for help from Hell's Gate. It's okay now. Instead, he was ordered by the Gate of Hell. Du Liuyuan feels so difficult. Just want to give up. At worst, an existence on par with their beast-controlling sect will appear in Qianyu. But it's too late now. The order from the gates of hell has come. If they don't do that, the outcome would definitely be tragic. What happened to Hell Gate? Why is it so slow this time? It stands to reason that once a martial emperor who is beyond their control appears, shouldn't it be wiped out on the spot? Why is it that no one came this time? If only their beast god wouldn't take action. That was the existence that terrified him. Ancestor, what's wrong? Zuo Kangmu asked. Nothing, the Hell Gate asked us to destroy the Chu family. So, from now on, if you keep sending people to challenge the Chu family's bottom line, you must first see the attitude of their beast god. According to Du Liuyuan's conjecture, if the Chu family's beast god is really a powerful monster emperor, you shouldn't act rashly. And this time, even if the three martial venerables took action, their beast god did not show up. So Du Liuyuan thought that as long as the martial saint didn't take action, the monster emperor shouldn't care about these things. Yes, Zuo Kangmu nodded and left. After returning, I thought about it. Directly summoned the affiliated forces of their beast-controlling sect. It would be great to use those people as cannon fodder. In this case, the first step is to destroy the Chu family's affiliated forces. Zuo Kangmu narrowed his eyes slightly. Recently, with the continuous expansion of the Chu family, their affiliated forces are also increasing. The place where the Chu family's battle flag was planted. They are all within the Chu family's sphere of influence. Sooner or later, it will definitely threaten their beast-controlling sect's dominance in the Qianyu. This has made Zuo Kangmu very unhappy for a long time. What? Let us destroy the Chu family's affiliated forces. Those forces who received the order and rushed to the beast-controlling sect were all terrified. Are you kidding? The Chu family is a family with a powerful demon emperor-level leader. Wouldn't it be a dead end to provoke them? Chapter 58. Please prepare my funeral. What are you afraid of? We have received news that the beast god of the Chu family is unable to take action recently, so this is the best time to eliminate the Chu family. And the other party is the monster emperor. Do you think he really cares about the survival of a 6-star family? So I, Zuo, hereby promise in the name of beast-controlling sect that if I obtain the Chu family's inheritance in Yunshao sect, I will share the martial emperor inheritance with the three forces that have contributed the most. If you break your promise, I, Zuo, will be struck by lightning. Zuo Kangmu said as he looked at the dozen or so representatives of the forces in front of him. These dozen or so forces are the strongest forces under their beast-controlling sect. The strongest Qingshan Academy is a genuine 7-star force, and it is said that the other party's ancestors' cultivation has reached the martial venerable perfection. It's really just one step away from martial saint. If we can take this opportunity to get rid of the ancestor of Qingshan Academy, it will also be considered as eliminating a hidden danger for the beast-controlling sect. Although other forces have not reached the 7-star level, but there are almost always martial venerable strong men in charge. It would be perfect for them to deal with the Chu family and test the mysterious beast god. Really, after hearing about sharing the martial emperor's inheritance, many forces were tempted. Master Zuo, rest assured. Tianmen is the first to respond to the call of the beast-controlling sect. The Chu family, which has only been rising for more than a year, dares to expand so recklessly. They simply don't take us seriously. This is really unreasonable. The elder of Tianmen, Ku Li, had a hunched back. He slammed his cane into the ground and said coldly, "If we allow this kind of power to continue to develop, sooner or later their flag will be planted within our sphere of influence. So everyone, the action to destroy Chu is imperative." Seeing someone agree with it, Zuo Kangmu nodded with satisfaction. "You're right. The Chu family is a little too arrogant. They're just a 6-star force, but they dare to stretch their claws so far. If they continue to grow, it will be disastrous." The elder of Guangming sect also nodded. Other forces also followed suit and expressed their determination to destroy the Chu family. Only Qingshan College elder Gao Wumian kept his head down and remained silent. "Elder Gao, do you have any objection to this?" Zuo Kangmu frowned. "Sect Master Zuo, but I heard that the Chu family is quite capable. Even without their mysterious beast god taking action, they killed 3 martial venerables and nearly 100 strong men in an instant. I'm afraid we, the martial venerables, won't be able to make any waves." Gao Wumian said with a bow. "Ha ha ha, I thought you were worried about something. Turns out it's this. Then do you know the strength of the person who killed 3 martial venerables and many martial kings and martial sovereigns? This sect master tells you that the other party is only at the martial king level. Do you believe that the martial king who killed so many powerful people didn't use any forbidden methods? And how can such means be used casually? You will definitely have to pay a heavy price. So everyone can rest assured and don't worry. As long as we destroy the Chu family, their martial emperor inheritance will be ours. Elder Gao, do you have any worries now?" Zuo Kangmu looked at Gao Wumian and asked. The latter took a deep breath. He clasped his hands and said firmly, "No, Sect Master Zuo, rest assured, our Qingshan Academy will also respond to the call of the beast-controlling sect, and we will never let the Chu family become too big. Okay, if you all have this momentum, we will definitely be able to destroy the Chu family and seize the Yunshao sect's inheritance. By then, we may be able to get a glimpse of the secrets of the martial saint or even the martial emperor." Zuo Kangmu said loudly. Everyone was excited. One by one they shouted to destroy the Chu family and seize the Yunshao sect's inheritance. Gao Wumian also shouted along with the others. But his eyes clearly did not have the excitement and madness that others had. At best, it's just to make yourself appear less prominent. Leave the beast-controlling sect. Gao Wumian flew back to Qingshan College at full speed. He wanted to report this matter to the dean and the ancestor. The Chu family is now on the rise. Especially the monster emperor beast god. How could they afford to provoke such an existence? If you really make the other person angry, with just one breath, he could destroy the so-called sacred land beast-controlling sect, not to mention Qingshan Academy. And what is martial emperor? Everyone knows that if the OIST world wants to break through the martial emperor, it must go through the gate of hell. Otherwise, there is only one way to go. Can't you just make the pie in the sky a little more realistic? After returning to college, Gao Wumian immediately reported the news to Dean Mo Xiaoling. Mo Xiaoling also did not dare to delay and reported the news to Patriarch Sheng Feng. "Ancestor, what do you think this beast-controlling sect is going to do? If they really have the ability to destroy the Chu family, they can just do it directly. Wouldn't it be better for one person to eat alone? Why would they share it with us?" Mo Xiaoling was puzzled. After being a subsidiary force for so many years, they are very clear about the eating habits of the beast-controlling sect. This is obviously not their style. Sheng Feng's hair is gray. He was dressed in coarse linen clothes, with a hunched body. But there was a gleam of light in his eyes. "You're right. This is indeed not in line with the beast-controlling sect's eating style. If my guess is correct, they want to obtain the Yunshao sect's inheritance, but they are afraid of the Chu family's beast god's strength, so they let us be their pawns to test the waters. After all, in the eyes of the monster emperor, the Chu family, which is only 6 stars, should not be that important. Maybe that time I just did it because I was itching to do it. So the beast-controlling sect should also be testing whether the Chu family's beast god will take action. And I guess that the ancestor of the beast-controlling sect will never take action." Ancestor Sheng Feng analyzed carefully. The last time Martial Saint appeared, the beast god takes action. This time, the 3 martial venerables joined forces with so many powerful people to attack the Chu family. But the beast god did not show up. This most likely means that if the martial saint hadn't come, the Chu family's beast god might not have taken action. Then do we also want to participate in this battle to destroy the Chu family? Mo Xiaoling asked. No, we can't join. We can't afford such a gamble. If we fail, our Qingshan Academy's nearly 10,000 years of foundation will no longer exist. Sheng Feng shook his head. But if we don't participate, it will definitely cause dissatisfaction from the beast-controlling sect. They have long been wary of you, old ancestor. If we don't scream this time, I'm afraid they will take the opportunity to attack our Qingshan college. It doesn't matter, ancestor, I will break through the martial saint now. What? Ancestor, are you sure you can break through the martial saint? No, not at all. Sheng Feng shook his head. That. Mo Xiaoling looked confused. Okay, go make some arrangements and prepare for my funeral. Ah. A few days later, a message reached the beast-controlling sect. In order to respond to the call of the beast-controlling sect, the ancestors of Qingshan Academy completely destroy the Chu family. He forcefully broke through the martial saint and eventually died. Is this old guy really dead or is he faking his death? How could he die so coincidentally? Zuo Kengmu frowned. Afterwards, 2 martial venerable elders were sent directly to Qingshan College to express condolences. Certainly. The most important thing is to confirm whether the old guy is really dead. It would be better if he really died. But if you dare to fake your death, then let him die again and completely eliminate this hidden danger. It was just that the 2 elders of the beast-controlling sect returned and reported what happened, which made Zuo Kengmu sigh. That old guy is really dead. Chapter 59. Not far from the 7-star family. But this also means that this time the Chu family will lose a capable general. Why don't you die on the battlefield? It's such a waste. Zuo Kengmu shook his head. Master, Qingshan Academy said that Sheng Feng's funeral will be held next month, so we may not be able to join the battle until later. An elder said. Why next month? It's said to be an auspicious day next month. Humph, how stupid. A martial artist actually believes in the nonsense of ordinary people. Zuo Kengmu shouted angrily. However, considering the other party's deceased ancestor, he did not force it. After all, they died because they responded to the call of the beast-controlling sect and forced their way through. What's the situation with other forces? Master, the other forces are already geared up and ready to attack at any time. Okay, then let's start with those forces that have the Chu family's flags. Let everyone see what happens when they follow the Chu family. Zuo Kengmu said coldly. Also, Elder Sha Mu, you and Elder Zhonglu will fight on behalf of our beast-controlling sect. Yes. Chief, something big has happened. Our affiliated forces have been destroyed. After receiving the news, Chu Hongxiao hurriedly reported to the clan leader. As soon as I arrived at the door, a powerful aura burst out from the room. Mighty and powerful, like the sovereign coming. Martial sovereign aura. The clan leader has broken through the martial sovereign. Chu Hongtu was surprised. Then there was a burst of self-blame. How could I disturb the patriarch at this time? What if something goes wrong with the breakthrough? In fact, Chu Jingyu should have been able to break through long ago. But he still has to take care of family affairs. It just delayed the time. That's why he broke through a little slower than the other martial sovereigns. At this time, the door opened and Chu Jingyu appeared. What did you just say? Patriarch, the 5-star sect Azure Cloud sect that was affiliated with us was destroyed, our battle flag was broken and replaced with the battle flag of beast-controlling sect, and other affiliated forces were also attacked. So it's the beast-controlling sect of the 8-star sect that attacked us. Chu Jingyu narrowed his eyes slightly. There was news earlier that one of the 3 martial venerables who led the riot was the elder of the beast-controlling sect. But the Chu family felt that they did not have the strength to destroy the other party at the moment, so they did not take action. Unexpectedly, the other party took the initiative to attack. That should be correct. Perhaps the beast-controlling sect covets the Yunxiao sect's inheritance, or perhaps they think that our development momentum is too strong and will threaten them. Patriarch, what should we do? What else can we do? Since they want to fight, then let them fight. Our Chu family has been developing for more than a year, and we haven't experienced any major battles yet. This is a good opportunity. It's time to change the overlord of this Qianyu. Chu Jingyu had a murderous look on his face. After just a few months, Yunxiao sect's inheritance had been almost completely digested. The strength of the family has also been greatly improved. It's time to test the results. Chu Jingyu then directly summoned all the elders to discuss the matter. Are we finally going to fight? I've been looking forward to this for a long time. The 10th elder Chu Zhenan clenched his fists with an excited look on his face. Although he has white hair, his eyes were gleaming with brilliance and full of fighting spirit. Everyone was a little curious. Ever since he last entered the heart refining tower, I don't know what opportunity came. The whole person seems to have become full of fighting spirit. Some elders speculated that the other party must have acquired some powerful physique. Because after he came out, he became quite belligerent. It's already on par with Chu Zhan. Chu Zhenan smiled. If the divine beast had not asked me not to tell others about the opportunity I had obtained, he will tell everyone. I have obtained the saint-level physique, desperate battle sacred body. As a sacred body, this is a very strong physique. Especially in battle, it is easy to break through. So at this moment he is ready to go. Okay, in that case, let's use this battle to establish our Chu family's reputation in Qianyu. Chu Jingyu and other elders began to make arrangements. Chu Tianyang also came out of seclusion. He led some of his tribesmen directly to the destroyed Azure Cloud sect. It was occupied by the Heavenly Gate. The flag of the beast-controlling sect was raised. Not only does he have to kill the enemy back, he also has to kill them all at Tianmen's base camp. Just when he left the family, a black tower descended from the sky. It fell into Chu Tianyang's hands, and it was Long Yuan's natal spirit weapon, the 10,000 Dragons Tower. If you want to kill, then kill him until he is terrified. Let the entire Qianyu know the power of the Chu family. Let's take this opportunity to make the Chu family the true overlord of Qianyu. The voice of Beast God appeared in Chu Tianyang's ears. Yes, I will not fail you. Chu Tianyang said in a deep voice. His goal is clear. They are the martial venerables among those forces. In fact, Long Yuan saw everything that happened in Qianyu. But he usually doesn't intervene in problems that the Chu family can solve. If the strongest person in this world is only at emperor level, then he can completely sweep away everything. Directly use the method of forcing things to grow faster to quickly improve the Chu family's level. But obviously not. Above the emperor level is the divine level, and perhaps other higher levels. Simply being a vase may allow them to quickly break through to the emperor level. But it is difficult to become a god or even higher. Therefore, the Chu family also needs the tempering of blood and fire. This is why he didn't take action. You guys better work hard. We are not far from becoming a 7-star family. Chu Tianyang achieved martial venerable. And 6 martial sovereigns of the Chu family have already appeared. We are very close to becoming a 7-star family. But what Long Yuan regrets is that I clearly helped Chu Yunling to contract 2 martial sovereign monsters. But the system seems to show that the opponent can only be regarded as a martial sovereign. This made Long Yuan very depressed. If it weren't for this reason, now the 7-star family's mission has been completed. Long Yuan also thought about contracting a monster sovereign monster for other tribesmen. In this way, another powerful monster sovereign will appear immediately. Pity. Beastmasters need special talents. Otherwise, even if the spirit beast is contracted, it will not be able to provide feedback to the beastmaster when it breaks through the cultivation level. Host, Long Yuan. Race, Azure Flame Dragon. Realm Cultivation, Rank 9 Monster Emperor Perfect. Physical Cultivation, Rank 10 Demon God Perfection. Current task, upgrade the Guardian family to a 7-star family. Task Reward, 10 years of cultivation, 1 bloodline return, 10 saint weapons, 5 saint level physical essence, 5 saint level martial soul essence, emperor level body refining technique, cosmic star art. Guardian family level, 6 stars. Host's training speed increases 60 times. Looking at the reward, Long Yuan couldn't help but lick his lips. During this period of practice, it brings him closer to the divine level. He had a feeling, if you complete the 7-star family quest, my cultivation level can definitely break through to the divine level. Imagine this. Under the divine level method, What does it mean to practice non-stop for 600 years? Therefore, breaking through the divine level is inevitable. Chapter 60 Go to Battle. Chu Tianyang took some of the tribesmen with him. The Dragon Guard followed closely behind. The Dragon Guards are led by the left and right Dragon Lords Chu Jianshan and Chu Yunling. Both of them are martial sovereign strongmen. Chu Jianshan's Jade Spirit Sword Martial Soul has evolved to the King level, Heavenly Sword Martial Soul, after the trip to the Refining Heart Tower, and its combat power is even more powerful. Chu Yunling herself has already broken through the martial sovereign level. Normal martial artist may not be able to break through so quickly. But Chu Yunling is a beastmaster. In addition to my daily practice, when the contracted spirit beast breaks through, some of its cultivation will be fed back to her. Especially since Chu Yunling's previous cultivation was not as high as that of spirit beast. So the feedback seems particularly huge. This is why she was able to break through so quickly. And now her spirit beast Huolin beast is not far from the rank 7 demon lord. Because Chu Yunling obtained the saint level martial soul origin, the beast taming heart, in the heart refining tower. This kind of martial spirit does not enhance one's combat power at all. But as his cultivation level continued to improve, the beast tamer's heart can continuously purify the blood of the contracted spirit beast. For a beastmaster, there is simply no better ability than this. Long Yuan looked at the fire scale beast. Monster cultivator, fire scale king. Race, fire Kirin beast, fire Kirin bloodline awakening degree 25%. Realm cultivation, rank 6 monster sovereign completed. Physical cultivation, rank 5 monster king. Identity, Chu Yunling's contracted beast. The bloodline awakens very quickly. When Long Yuan first met him, the opponent's fire Kirin bloodline awakening degree is only 3%. After Chu Yunling obtained the martial spirit, beast taming heart, his bloodline began to awaken rapidly. The fire Qilin is a divine beast. If the awakening of its bloodline reaches 100%, at the very least it will become a god in the flesh. This is almost a predetermined divine level powerhouse. The other monster that Chu Yunling contracted, Sovereign Spirit Beast, was not bad either. It is the Blue Sky Thunder Cloud Dragon with Blue Dragon bloodline. It was also Long Yuan who found the monster deep in the Jushao Mountains. Although it failed to increase the number of martial sovereigns in the system. But it is definitely a very strong fighting force of the Chu family. As long as she doesn't encounter anyone with emperor level or divine level physique within the martial sovereign, Chu Yunling is absolutely invincible. The Blue Dragon bloodline and Fire Kirin bloodline also significantly increase the combat power of the two spirit beasts. Master, will His Excellency Beast God not take action? Huolin Huang asked Chu Yunling. If Beast God takes action, how can we have a turn? Chu Yunling said calmly, this may also be a test from Beast God to our Chu family, so this time we must fight to the death to kill the enemy and let the entire Qianyu see the power of our Chu family. And I heard that there are elixirs in the beast-controlling sect that can enhance the bloodline of spirit beasts. I'll grab them and give them to you as candy. The two spirit beasts' eyes lit up when they heard this. Pills that improve bloodline. This is good stuff. We must rob them this time. Qingtian Leiyan Zhao said. Master is right, once Beast God takes action, we will have no chance at all. Hey, old Qing. Beast God said that you have a trace of Qing dragon bloodline, and that you belong to the same dragon race bloodline as Beast God. So can you sense Beast God's strength? The Fire Scale Emperor asked. I can't sense it, but as a dragon race, no matter what level of cultivation you have, once you become a pure-blooded dragon race, your physical strength will reach the divine level. As a member of the Qilin tribe, you should also know this. Chu Yunling looked at the two spirit beasts and asked, what do you two mean? What divine level? We don't know what divine level is either. Master, you only need to know that Beast God is much more powerful than those emperor-level warriors. In front of the Beast God, those martial emperors, monster emperors and the like are nothing compared to him. The Fire Scale Emperor replied. Hiss. Is Beast God this strong? Chu Yunling widened her eyes. I thought Beast God was a powerful monster like Monster Emperor. Judging from the tone of his two spirit beasts, could it be that Beast God's strength has surpassed Emperor level? But how is this possible? Isn't Emperor level the strongest? Behind Chu Yunling and Chu Jianshan, Chuzan and other dragon guards followed closely behind. Azure Sun City. Seeing a large number of Chu family strongmen going into battle. Those martial artists also knew what was going to happen based on some information. Do you think the Chu family will be a match for the beast-controlling sect? Many people asked privately in confusion. Need I say that? If the beast god of the Chu family doesn't take action, how can the Chu family be a match for the beast-controlling sect? And according to some news, this time the beast-controlling sect directly mobilized all of its affiliated forces. What a huge force that is. The Chu family and their affiliated forces alone can never be a match for the other party. Of course, what I said is based on the premise that the Chu family's beast god does not take action. If the Chu family's beast god takes action, I'm afraid that only an emperor-level strongman can contend with him. Quote. This is a fact recognized by everyone. So this foreshadows an ending. Whatever happens. As long as the opponent does not have an emperor-level strongman. The Chu family can never be destroyed. But people are also curious. The beast-controlling sect should also know this. But why do you want to provoke the Chu family? Isn't this obviously seeking death? The Chu family went out. Many affiliated forces of the Chu family also went out. Certainly. Some weaker forces are not qualified to participate in such a battle. The lowest sector family must have a strong person at the sovereign level to take charge. Otherwise you will just be cannon fodder if you go. After understanding the fate of the Chu family, many affiliated forces were also dispatched. Chu Tianyang led some of his clansmen to the Azure Cloud sect. The Tianmen strongmen also knew that the other party would come. After all, many people in Azure Cloud sect were taken hostage by them. It is to force the other party to come. So they just waited here. Report to the ancestor, the Chu family's ancestor Chu Tianyang is here. Lao Quli of Tianmen society reported to the sect's ancestor Emperor Shishan while holding a cane. I heard that Chu Tianyang broke through to the martial venerable not long ago, which is the same realm as mine. In this case, I will personally take off his head and ask for credit from the beast-controlling sect. Let him know that the 8-star sect is not so easy to mess with, and his Chu family is just a newly rising upstart. Indra is dressed in a black robe. The whole body is full of vigor and vitality. A pair of eyes that were extremely sharp. Chu Tianyang has only just broken through to the martial venerable level. With the ability of the ancestor, it will be easy to take his head. Quli said respectfully. Emperor Shishan smiled. After taking a step forward, his figure appeared outside the Azure Cloud sect. Chu Tianyang arrived at the entrance of Azure Cloud sect. Frowning at the corpses scattered all over the ground. I was also a little angry. If you have any opinions about the Chu family, then just declare war on their Chu family. Such means are truly despicable. He naturally didn't know. The reason why the beast-controlling sect did this was actually to test the bottom line of the beast god. What? Just you? The martial venerable ancestors from other forces aren't with you. As a result, the two just met. Chu Tianyang asked directly. This made Indra very upset. A head of white hair danced wildly in the air like an angry beast. The other party meant that he was not worthy of being killed. This is a naked act of looking down on oneself. Chu Tianyang, it's ridiculous that a young man like you who has just risen to prominence dares to be so arrogant in front of me. You have only been practicing for 100 years at most. How can you have the qualifications to bark in front of a senior like me who has practiced for thousands of years? Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audio Wave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.